Hello and welcome to TIO Stadium. Welcome to round 10 in the NTFL competition. Big match in front of us today. Southern District's the top team taking on Palmerston, who sit in 4th position. Had a big win last week, Southern Districts. They look very, very impressive against Nightcliff. Not the same story for Palmerston. Absolutely trounced here by the Darwin Buffaloes last week. With a depleted Palmerston side, we hear they might bring some new players in, but Andrew Hodges joins me to have a look at that. Hodgie, what's the latest for the Magpies?
Yeah, Magpies have made some good changes. Charlie, Matty Dennis, Matt Stokes and a few others have come in, so that's fantastic for them. They'll really want to bounce back from last week, and Districts have made a couple of changes. 15-year-old Michael Mummery will come in and play his second game, so that's pretty exciting for the club. And they've got their notable players in Ed Barlow, Will Farrer and Jared Brennan playing for them today.
Well, it's going to be a terrific match. Don't go away. It's not that far away. On the weather, because it is sweltering here, I can tell you. Kieran, what can you tell us?
Yeah, definitely. It's very hot, Charlie. I mean, I'm sweating just sitting here on the boundary. I'm probably about 34, 35 degrees, very humid. It's going to be very tough for the players to play in these conditions. It's going to be tough for me to sit in these conditions, so I wouldn't want to be out there on the field right now.
We feel for you, Kieran. We feel for you. Tough it out, my friend. He's down there on the boundary, but at least he's sitting in the grandstand. I introduced Andrew Hodges to you. I didn't tell you that he's the AFL NT State Academy Development Coach. He's also, which he didn't mention, but I must, the premiership coach for Wanderers last year in the NTFL when they upset the mighty Saints here in a great grand final win. It's really nice to have you on the program here. A late inclusion for Southern Districts. For Palmerston, rather. Yeah,
absolutely. Leroy Jenner's come into the side late, Charlie, which is a great inclusion for the Palmerston Magpies. They're definitely a better side with him in it.
Some people say he's the Nichols Medal favourite at the moment. I mean, he's had an outstanding year, but I tell you what, there are a couple of players lining up against him, one of them from Southern Districts wearing the number 7, Jared Brennan.
Yeah, Jared Brennan's been fantastic. He's been put through the midfield this year by Coach Shannon Rusker, and he's been fantastic for the footy club, and he's a great athlete, and we know he's played at the highest level, so he's great for the club.
You mentioned Matt Dennis. How important is this big man? He hasn't played for a few weeks for Palmerston. He's into the team. How important is he to them?
Yeah, he's a massive difference to them, Charlie. He really straightens them up, and he gives them first use at centre bounces, which is really important with quality players like Jetta and Alwyn Davey below him. They'll get their fair share of centre clearances today.
And what good news for Palmerston to tell us gleefully 10 minutes before the match, Matty Stokes is playing.
Yeah, that's fantastic for them. Great junior player at the club, and it's great for them to have him back. He's already played one game this year and was outstanding, so I know the younger players around him will really lift today and play well.
Just let me make a point on that. It's great that they keep it a secret. I think that's wonderful, but I tell you what, if you let everyone know a day before, you'd swell this crowd here. I mean, extra people, I'm convinced, would come along to see Matty Stokes play today.
Absolutely, Charlie. If I was sitting at home and I knew Matty Stokes was playing, I'd pay me $10 to get down here and have a look and watch an ex-AFL player run around in the territory.
All right, big game in front of us. Can be an absolute beauty here. So very much on the line. Southern District's in top position. 76-point winners over a lacklustre and undermanned Nightcliff last week, and Palmerston, as we told you, down by 64 points to a marauding Buffalo outfit that just stormed all over him. Dennis is going to do the ruck work here. Let's see if we can get a start here for them. Hold on, it's about to get underway. Round 10 in the NTFL from TIO Stadium's underway, and Dennis didn't get it because the first hand got on the footy was Big Freddie Sleeth, and they can come out of the middle here. Palmerston with a kick down towards the half-forward line. Pushed across into the pathway there of Jake Rowe Duggan. Sends it to the goal square, rolls and rolls. I reckon it's gone all the way. It's a goal.
Yeah, fantastic goal there. I think, Charlie, they're just having a look at it. The umpire's making a decision.
He's sending the players away. He says there's an umpires conference and it's a no-go zone for players. But I'm convinced that's a goal. What did you think?
Well, I think so, mate. Yeah, it really started through the middle. Fantastic. Fred Sleeth got his hands on the footy and clearance straight out of the middle from Southern Districts, and Jake Rowe Duggan, very dangerous inside forward, very quick. Some interesting matchups right across the ground. Charlie, young gun, Michael Tillmouth Turner picking up Will Farrer, which will be a great matchup. Oh, that'll be a terrific matchup. Farrer, what did he kick? Did he kick 9 or something last week? Yeah, I think he's kicked 9 the last couple of weeks. Charlie, he's been fantastic.
He's on track as he's 59 goals or something. One game past the halfway mark of the season. He can kick 100, can't he?
He's well on track for it, and with the service he's getting out of his midfield, I dare say he would get there, Charlie.
Just pop it up in the air, I reckon, for him. You don't want to drive it in low, which we've seen him do a couple of weeks ago. Matty Dennis with the tap. Out of the middle for Palmerston. Didn't work. work though. They got there with Jared Brennan for Sutton Districts. Missed it first time. Second time was pretty good. Went with the search. Tried to link it out through Keegan Dingo, who left it behind. It's won there by Matty Stokes. Goes around the body, short up the half forward. And Palmerston can rebuild from there. The kick was poor. Got to Jetta. Long kick. That's a massive kick to the goal square. And good defensive work. Fisted to the boundary line alongside the behind post.
Yeah, that was Cale Barker. Great work there, down back, Charlie. He really put his fist on it and made sure he killed it over the boundary line.
So had to look twice to make sure that was Matty Stokes out there wearing the number 2.
Yeah, looking very smooth, isn't he, Charlie?
He's a great player. What a great story he's been. 3 times, was it, premiership player with Geelong?
Yeah, absolutely. Had a great career at AFL level, and it's great to see him back in the territory.
Now, that's Davey gone and kicked a goal while we're chin-wagging, I reckon.
Yeah, he has. He's kicked that from the pocket. Great goal and great work from the Palmerston Magpies to bounce back pretty quick.
Was that Alwyn Davey?
Absolutely was, mate. Very classy, great around goals, knows where they are. So, great finish by the coach.
Might be the sort of game it's going to be. Whatever you can do, Palmerston are going to say the Southern Districts, we'll do it back to you, and maybe with a little more. I think, you know, they'd have to start favourites here, Southern Districts, but this Palmerston side, I saw them 5 weeks ago and I said, this is a mighty football team. And the moment I uttered that, they fell away. I haven't seen too much from them. We might see a bit more today.
I think they're back to close to full strength, Charlie, so we might.
Here's the tap. Matty Dennis does it good. Handball round the corner was pretty good done by Jetta. What a great engine room player he is. They force it down to the half forward line. Ball gathered in here by Paddy Heenan. He's a terrific passer. The footy pours it down into the forward line. Under pressure, Southern Districts kick it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, great forward line pressure there from Palmerston. Force the error and out of bounds on the full.
So they can bring this kick in hard up alongside the boundary line. Is this Holt Tubbs? I reckon it is. Keegan Holt Tubbs along the boundary line. That's the toughest place to kick goals from, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Very tough pocket, but Keaton is a very classy finisher, so I might give him a chance from here.
Oh, wow, that's a big call. Goes for goal. Goes for goal. Did he thread it? No, he's gone across the face.
Shouldn't have
and
said
he's
anything.
kicked it out of bounds on the full. I'll tell you what, the chances of kicking a goal from that pocket is about 1 in 10 I've seen over the last dozen years, I reckon.
Absolutely.
So here's the kick out. Now, did I hear a whistle? No, the kick goes out wide. Out of that far side of the ground, some hard work happening out there. Daniel Turner doing it, but Palmerston win it. Kick towards the pocket. Keegan Dingo runs at the footy, and then he stood there. They got and put some pressure on him. That was, is it Ezekiel Frank? Is that how we pronounce his name?
Ezekiel Frank, yeah.
Ezekiel Frank, and he's of course the son of
Jerry.
Great Jerry Frank.
Jerry Frank, absolutely.
Played for the Buffaloes and for Palmerston, I think.
Absolutely, played many games for both clubs. A great servant.
And from up in North Queensland, here's a snap from deep over in the pockets, missed. But he played a lot of his footy, the dad, over in Cairns, didn't he?
Yeah, correct. He's actually currently boarding at St Pat's in Ballarat, and he's playing with the North Ballarat Rebels at the moment in the TAC Cup. So also plays State Academy for the Northern Territory side.
We'll talk more about all those State Academy happenings with you throughout the call of this game. So it is Andrew Hodges with us. What a treat to have him with us. The Premiership coach from last year. Haven't caught up with him since then after he upset the world. It was like Muhammad Ali. So I'm going to upset the world when he fought George Foreman in 1974, and he did it. It was the rumble in the jungle. They were too good. Under pressure there is Russell Davey, lost it. Rather, that was Daniel Turner. Stokes, clever, gave it out to Alwyn Davey. And they've turned it over across half-back. So Southern Districts can relieve some pressure. To the middle goes the kick. It's a good one too. Payne under the foot. He takes the mark. He's got a runner out wide, and he links it up, and they can go forward here. This might be Duffy with the kick. Oh, that's how you deliver it, and that's how you take a mark. What a beauty.
Outstanding kick inside 50. You saw the Palmerston defenders there sag off and try and get numbers back in front of Will Farrer, but the kick was too good, and Will Farrer too good to take the mark.
Now, you know what? You were reading the team out to me, and I put Will Farrer in at number 27. You didn't tell me about Aaron Crawford, so I had to squeeze his name across the top, which doesn't give me enough room to put the goals down for Farrer. If he kicks 9, I'm going to have to put him on another page.
Yeah, my bad, Charlie. Sorry about that.
He's got the goal, though. Good kick.
Yeah, fantastic finish. Great player, and he's, like you said earlier, Charlie, he's in fantastic form this year. Very exciting.
How would you man up on him if you were coaching against him?
Oh, very
What do you do?
Well, I think Palmerston looks like their tactic there is to get their defenders to sag off and try and get numbers to the contest where he is, and I think that's a great ploy because physically and he's a great athlete and his vertical leap's very good, so very hard player to stop, and they've just got to limit the supply inside 50. I think it's the best way to stop it, Charlie.
So Tilmouth Turner has got the job on him. They didn't tell Tilmouth Turner till today because they told him last night he might have had a sleepless night. So you keep it quiet. You tell him in the change room. Here's Matty Dennis doing some work. She's a good player. I was on the plane with him last year, and he sat up the front so he could stretch his legs out about 1.5 kilometres in front of him.
Man.
He's just a big man. You don't realise it. You see him out in the field, but he is a big man. I think they might have just had a bub, his mum, last year, I think.
Absolutely, they have, yeah. Yep.
Here's Matt Cannard, Nichols medalist, wins it, kicks inside 50. Good kick too, out in the pathway there of Jared Brennan. Tell us about Jared Brennan's return to NTFL footy.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Great to have him around the club. He's there at training every night, and he's been here, and just great for the young players around the footy club and through the NTFL competition. I know he's doing some umpiring as well on Sunday mornings, Charlie, for women's footy and junior footy as well. So great servant of territory footy, and great to have him back. There
goes the man over the fence. That's always a precarious thing to do. Yeah. I've seen people go over and then straddle it.
Makes you very nervous as a coach. They don't get injured, yes.
I'm not sure what you can do about it, though.
No.
Unless you've got crowds sitting all around the ground. The crowds have been down a bit, I reckon, this year, despite how good the footy has been, because there's been some terrific footy. Ball forced towards the boundary line, some clever work out there. Might have been
Jake Rowe-Duggan.
Jake Rowe-Duggan who kicked that goal, saw it safely over. Yes, what about the crowd? I mean, how do you get people back to the footy?
It's been the weather conditions have been pretty hot, Charlie. Maybe some people have been staying away, and we had a lot of rain last week, so footy's fantastic up here in the territory, so hopefully we can get more people on seats in the near future.
I was having a talk to the boss of the AFL NT the other day, and I said, why don't you have a family day, you know? Let the whole families come in for $5 or something, you know, and get a few thousand people come along and just taste, because you have a taste for, you might just want it forever. Here's a kick from a long way out. That's a goal. Was it Kennard?
I think it was, Charlie. I didn't actually see that, but I think it was. They're all giving him a high five, so I think it was Matt Kennard. Great finish, great servant of the club. I know he's closing in on his 200th game in the next few weeks, so fantastic finish from him.
He's been a good player over such a long time. They use him up there as a bit of pinch hitter now on the forward line. He's got that heavily bandaged left knee, which suggests he's got a little bit of a problem, but he has played some outstanding games. I said he won the Nichols medal. He won the big double one year, won the ABC Player of the Year and the Nichols medal. Most people scoffed when he won the ABC Player of the Year, and he went on to win the Nichols medal that same year. We thought he had a great year, and he was terrific.
He did, Charlie. He was fantastic that year.
Here's Kennard, Dennis jumps with the left hand as leading to the ball, and then whacks it with his right, which is pretty clever. Comes out straight into the hands of the running Dylan Barry here. Goes for goal from a long way out, kicks the goal. Second time of the match we've seen it. You kick a goal and we'll kick one. That's what Palmerston say.
That's right. Very quick reply there, Charlie. Dylan Barry onto that pretty quickly and finished fantastically on his left foot with those bright orange boots.
Tell us about Dylan Barry. What's his story? That's a famous name, of course.
Dylan Barry's cousins of Dom Barry. He's from Alice Springs. He plays for the Rovers Football Club down there. Also played State Academy this year with us, and he's in our program this year. And fantastic inside player, and puts his head over the footy when he has to. And as you saw there, he's got great foot skills as well.
He looked at it from a long way out and decided, I'll go for it, and he did. Kick the goal. So that score check, Sudden District's got 3 of them. Sudden District's got 3. Or have I missed one? Oh, no, they have. That's right. Farris kicked 1, Rowe-Duggan's kicked 1, and Kennard's kicked 1 and 2 to Palmerston. So 2 under 3 goals. Sudden District's down towards the half-forward line go Palmerston. Dennis is there, got to the footy, couldn't take the mark. Sudden District's under some pressure across their half-back line, can go short. Kick to Dingo. He's gone up off the wing. They get hold of him. He gets the handball away despite being held in a tackle. Knocked towards the boundary line was pretty good, and the ball seen safely over.
That's Ed Barlow there. Charlie just seeing the ball over, ex-Sydney Swan and Western Bulldog player, and was outstanding in his first game for the club last week. I think he had 15 or so possessions in the first quarter.
He's a solidly built bloke, isn't he?
He is, Charlie. Definitely a southerner with that white leg. So
here's the throw in. Trying to pick it up again. Here's Dylan Barry. Rather Matt Duffy down there. I looked at the wrong team list. So a couple of changes here. What about the interchanges here, this rotation? So they're coming off like so quickly. And tell us about they have an extra player for 2 o'clock games.
Yeah, it's critical, Charlie, with the conditions. It's sweltering down there. It's very hot, as we heard earlier. And I think it's very important the coaches rotate their players and try and keep them as fresh as possible so they can see the game out and run as hard in the last quarter as what they do in the first.
So ball held up here. You do see this. It opens with a flurry and then the game closes down, doesn't it? Is that done deliberately?
No, I think players get a little bit excited, Charlie, and then I think the heat might kick in and the conditions. So I think we'll see it go up a tempo again at some stage in the game.
So this ball knocked out in the direction there of Lionel Ogden, who's such a good defender. The kick out towards the wing is okay. One-handed effort to mark, almost come off too. Out there for Southern Districts, that was Roe Duggan, who kicked that goal earlier on.
Very clever.
And then he went short with it. So they got the build-up right here. There's a loose player up forward if they want to go to him. That's Sleeth. He's out wide, but he's going to come back towards the corridor. And still someone free in the middle, which is nice. They get it off to Carter. Carter on the pickup. The kick wasn't good enough, was it? Made him work hard for it. Spillage here. Good handball came out from Palmerston there. It was well done by Frank. They've got a runner going forward inside 50. Can they get it? Took too long, and the player was then picked up. The handball worked okay. Dropped on the ground there by Hartley. And Districts with the clean-up now can run it out through Corey Singleton. Out towards the wing. Front position out there, and dropping the mark was Roe Duggan. Been busy earlier on, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. He's very busy early, very quick player, and got a very hard match-up on Lockie Durkay's running with him today.
Henry Armour in the middle if they want him. Lionel Ogden now has it. He's going to chip it out towards Dingo. Takes the mark now. He can run on, Armour. He can run on. He didn't. He took a long time, and it gave a chance for Aaron Sharp to get back and pick him up, but a player came from behind him and it was kicked to him, and here's Payne from just outside 50 to the pocket, and Farah had the run at it, and then his legs gave away. At the crucial moment he went to ground.
He had a very good look at it, Charlie. He just slipped at the crucial moment, unfortunately, but great inside 50 kick from Matt Payne, Aspley NEFL player.
Good player?
Yeah, very good player. He's won the NEFL Best and Fairest medal a couple of times, I think, but yeah, outstanding player. Would be great to see him in Thunder colours one day, Charlie.
Yeah, you're doing a bit of recruiting as well. That was a snapshot there, Payne through for minor score.
Yeah.
You do a bit of recruiting?
I think Xavier Clark would love to have him on our list, but I think he's an Aspley man, and he's just up here enjoying footy in the Territory at the moment.
Well, you know, people come up here and you take them out fishing, you do all those sorts of things, and
Absolutely.
they stay, you know, they don't want to go. This is Jake Shanahan. Out wide, bouncing ball out in front of Lonigan, who I'm really impressed with his effort because he's been such a fine serve, a bit like Matt Cannard, a long time with Palmerston, and then last week I thought was one of his better games.
Yeah, real workhorse, Charlie, is Aaron Lonigan. Great to have him back in the side for the last couple of weeks.
Stokes worked it through, got it back to Lonigan again. They're going backwards. They're taking a bit of a risk here, and they drop it inside 50. Can they work for them? The handball is good. Now they can run forward. This is Sharp on the left boot, bangs away, kicks the goal.
Outstanding Ezekiel Frank. A little bit of a fumble early, but recovered, and a great handball onto Sharp, who then finished off fantastically.
Sometimes the fumble works, doesn't it? When the players are coming, you fumble, then they can't tackle you, and then, well, you know, they don't want to give away a free kick.
Yeah, it allowed Izzy to get a bit of space on his opponent. The Southern Districts player overrun it, and Izzy picked up and got the ball on very cleverly, and good finish.
Scores level. He might get a comment from Kieran Davis in just a moment. He's down on the boundary line. See what he makes of all of this. We'll get this throw up, ball up out the way. 3-1 apiece here. Goals to Kennard, Farah. That's Will Farah and Roe Duggan. And then Alwyn Davies, Sharp and Barry all have goals. Kick down, cut off by Keegan Dingo with one of the worst kicks we've seen for many, many years.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, Charlie.
He stubbed his toe or something, I think. The handball came in his turn. They give it a bit of a turnover now, and Alwyn Davey wins it. And he goes towards Jetta, who couldn't pick it up. Stokes gets there. Good tackle from him. Handball was still good. They've turned it over. Kick to 50. Oh, almost a chance to mark it there, Mishai Perry. He's got a second effort. It's pretty good. He's won the footy. He can squeeze it out wide to Jetta. Jetta under pressure. Long handball for him was pretty good to Keaton Holt Tubbs. They go backwards. Jetta again. They're under real pressure here. Ball in the hands of Aaron Sharp. Goes for goal from a long way. Gets it to the goal square. Bounces. Stays in the field of play minus score.
Yeah, they tried to make something out of nothing there and almost did, Charlie.
Kieran Davis, what can you give us?
Well, I reckon Palmerston have been really lively, more so than Districts, but they have to be a bit careful because obviously the hot conditions is going to sap up their energy pretty quickly. So I reckon they need to be a bit more conservative in these last 5 minutes of the quarter. Yeah,
it's a tough ask though, isn't it? If you start putting the sword back in the sabre, I mean, what are you going to do? They'll overrun you.
Well, as a coach, you want them to keep pushing, Charlie, and try and get a score on the board. So yeah, it is very tricky in these conditions, and the best way to do it is go hard and then rotate as soon as you can.
Here's Jake Shanahan. Kicks. Leroy Jetta, terrific. Got loose, got the ball, banged away with the right boot round the body. Great goal.
Outstanding. Great finish, very persistent there, Palmerston. Very different styles of play at the moment. Palmerston seem to be really trying to attack the corridor. Every time they get the ball, they come inside, and Districts are trying to get the ball on the outside and use their leg speed to try and break Palmerston. But yeah, outstanding there, Leroy Jetta, very, very clever.
Well, I don't want to. Look, there's an early call here, but they really have matched up very, very well up against Sthn Districts. Sthn Districts have all of a sudden started to fall into the team chasing the ball carrier, and Palmerston love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look across the ground, Charlie. There's some great matchups right across the ground. So it's going to be a very exciting afternoon, and the tempo of this first quarter has been fantastic.
Round 10, the NTFL from TIO Stadium in Darwin. Andrew Hodges with us, Kieran Davis down on the boundary line, Charlie King in the main commentary box here in Darwin on a hot, sweltering, wet season day. Kick down inside 50. Keaton Holt-Tubbs a long way away from the contest, knocked forward out there by Liam McGregor towards the boundary line. And Sthn Districts can bring it out towards 50. Palmerston in front position down there. Might have been Matty Stokes, was dispossessed. And Sthn Districts with the clean-up was pretty good. And they turned it straight over. Here's a bit of a chance. It might have been Mishai Perry. It's good use of the ball from him. He's terrific. Gave it to Shanahan. Goes short across. Links up to Stokes. Stokes says, I'll take on the responsibility.
Yeah, the right man to do it too, Charlie. But
kick to Jetta. And it was knocked away from him. But I reckon Jetta, will he be rewarded for that? Nope. Umpire says throw it in. So it may have hung there just a little too long. Gave the opposition a chance to get there.
Well, I reckon Shawnee Cusack would have much preferred Matty Stokes to go back and have a shot at goal there.
Well, he did that for Geelong for such a long time, didn't he? Where did he play before in the SANFL? Was the Eagles he played down there?
Yeah, West Torrens he played for in the SANFL, and then went straight to Geelong as a mature age recruit. So had a fantastic career, as you said, a few premierships under his belt.
And what a great journey for him. He left here and he went down to Adelaide, and then he was overlooked year after year after year. Then he got his chance, and didn't he grasp it? Yeah,
persistence really paid off for him, Charlie, definitely, and had a great career.
I remember feeling incredibly proud watching him on his first grand final day there at the MCG. I thought, this is a fabulous journey. His Sthn Districts can run it from half-back. Along the wing they come. This is the Michael Long, the Morris Rioli stand rather. Kennard at the back. Taken away by Damaso. Did it pretty well. Kick will set it out in front of Gibson Turner. Rather, that's not Gibson Turner. Is it for Palmerston?
No, it's not. That's Dustin Briscoe. They've had a late change on their team sheet by the looks of it, Charlie.
So Dustin Briscoe's wearing the number 8. Well, if they can't get it right, I don't know what chance we've got.
Absolutely.
I think they might know these players, but that certainly wasn't Gibson Turner. So we picked up Gibson Turner out there at all?
Yeah, he's out there, Charlie, but I think he's got a different number on. We'll check that out.
So 23 was actually, we were told, was going to be Dustin Briscoe, but it's certainly not him. Maybe they've just swapped jumpers. Well, we'll do the best we can. So Dustin Briscoe involved in that, over towards the boundary line, over towards the scoreboard. 19 minutes gone here first term. Round 10, one more round left next week. That's round 11. Then we have a Christmas break through until about the 9th of January.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm pretty sure that's correct, Charlie, yeah.
And then we get what Wanderers did last year. We get that big swing into the grand final, into the final series, and Wanderers timed it perfectly to have all that momentum. I want to ask you about momentum, how important it is. Here's the kick. Ball lands on the ground. Cleaning up there was Mummery. Mummery round the body, kicks, misses out to the far side. Minor score. Let's do a score check. Sthn District 3-2, Palmerston 4-2. Andrew Hodges, momentum, how important is it in footy?
Yeah, very important, Charlie. Obviously, footy's a confidence game, and you want to have a lot of momentum, especially going into finals. It's very important, as Wanderers proved last year, and Sthn Districts have had a fair bit of momentum this season, and they'll want to continue that with a win today. And obviously we're seeing Darwin Buffaloes with their 7 wins on the trot, and they're playing great footy at the moment. They
turned it straight over here, and the kick will come back in, and that was beautifully delivered in there by Rowans, by Jake Rowe-Duggan.
Yeah, not much the defender could do there. It was a fantastic kick, really put to advantage of Will Farrer, and he repaid the great kick with a great mark.
So, Hodgie, I'm going to take a photo of you, and I'm going to put it up on, so you can look here, mate, at me, and we'll take a photo and we'll put it up on the Facebook page, and we'll tell them to look there for the scores. From directly out in front, Will Farrer kicks the goal.
Good finish. Bit of a, as I said earlier, Charlie, different styles. Palmerston really trying to attack the corridor, and District's trying to get the ball on the outside and move it pretty quickly. And I think early on some of the skill errors have caused both sides to goals scored against them, but they're going to continue to persist, I think, and skills will pick up as the game goes on.
So 4-2 to 4-2. It's back where it was when it all started. So just about quarter time here, 21 minutes. Stokes in the middle might have got grabbed high. Let's see if Palmerston can do what they've done most of this match. Southern Districts kick a goal and then they reply almost instantly. Matty Dennis in the way. That's a good mark at the back, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ezekiel Frank, great mark.
He's a long, thin boy, isn't he? Not at all like his dad or his uncle.
No, I think he's about 193, 194 centimetres, Charlie, and he's still growing. So hopefully we can get him to about 196, 197. I'd be happy with that.
What sort of work are you doing with him?
Because he's down south, we don't see him a hell of a lot, but when he comes up here this week, he'll spend a lot of work with us in the gym this week, and we constantly talk to him about gym programs and the way he's playing down there, and he'll definitely come in and play for our program next year at state level.
That's a long way. He's given off a short pass. Let's see what Palmerston can do from here. Do you like it when players go back such a long way? I mean, some players go back 40 metres. That's
yeah, awesome. Justin Emery's a fantastic kick of the footy. He's let me down with that one, but generally if Justin Emery's got the ball in his hand, you'd really want him to have a shot within 50.
So they can bring it back in now, Southern Districts. See what they can do here. They give the job to Jared Brennan. Short to the back pocket now, not much on offer. He can switch if he wants to, and he'd have to come a long way out to Keegan Dingo, which would give too much hang time on it, really, when you go searching for players, don't you, coming out of defence.
That's right. You want to make sure you retain possession at all times, Charlie, if you can.
Matthew Stokes there, having a friendly chat with the umpire. Kick towards the wing. Matt Dennis in good position. Hands on the footy. Dropped it. It was knocked down. Straight into the hands here, and they'll run away through Daniel Turner. Inside 50. Look at that for a kick. Wow, that is just first-class footy, isn't it?
Outstanding, Charlie. Great Daniel Turner. Great kick inside 50, and Will Farrer got a bit of hang time there and took a great mark. Go back and kick the goal now.
So directly out in front, Farrer goes, and he doesn't miss. I reckon he's got the boots on today. He's got the kickers on today. He's got 3 in the first term. He's on track for another big haul here.
I think he is, Charlie. He's in the mood for a big day, and he wants that 100 sooner rather than later, I reckon. Not going to happen this week, but sometime after Christmas.
It's a rarity in territory footy, though. I mean, they have done it, but not that many have.
No, not too many. I think Damon Cupido was the last player to do it, and it would be great to see Will Farrer do it this year, but I know Southern Districts, that's not their focus. They want to win as many games of footy and really set themselves, and we're talking about momentum. They want to keep that momentum going into Christmas and after.
What about Nichols Medals votes? We were talking about this early on today with someone like Will Farrer. He kicks 9 goals in a match. He might have a dozen kicks to do it. Do you give him 3 votes? Do you give him 2 votes? I mean, how many votes do you give a full forward who kicks 9 goals in a match?
Hard to say for me, Charlie. I would, if you kick 9 goals in a game, I would think he'd be a 3-vote player. But you know, the ball's getting delivered to him through the midfield, and those players need to be rewarded with votes as well. Yeah,
and sometimes that starts on the half back line, doesn't it? Great defensive work, and then it gets down. And you see good teams run up and to the half back flanker and say your goal.
Absolutely, yeah. The full forward can't kick goals without the half-back flankers and the midfielders, can they, Charlie? So a very important part of the forwards makeup.
He's there again. He's there again. He's there again. He goes again. Oh, he's kicking them from anywhere. Whoa, he's got 4. It's the Will Farrer show in the first term. 4 goals from the big forward.
Very exciting, Charlie. That was a fantastic finish. He worked really hard to intercept that ball and sort of created something out of nothing, really, didn't he?
He's a great player. I love watching him in full flight, and we're seeing that today. Wherever you're viewing this, I hope you're enjoying it. We're seeing a masterclass down on that forward line. I don't know what they're going to have to do. Michael Chillmouth Turner is just a spectator at the moment. Down there is the fullback. Let's score check. Southern District 6-2, Palmerston 4-3. Scores were level a short time ago, and then bang, bang. The team that's leading on the premiership table kicked a couple of quick goals, and the Brennan's kick was good. Linked it up beautifully to Carter. Carter out wide, gives it out there to Mummery. Mummery gets inside 50. He goes long. He goes long enough. He goes a long way, and he kicks the goal.
Yeah, outstanding finish again. Michael Mummery, 15 years of age, plays in the under-16s, and I think he's the leading goal kicker in the competition at the moment at that level, and comes in for his second senior game today, and a fantastic finish there to put Southern Districts well out in front now.
Now, I reckon Michael Tilmouth-Turner really, a good fullback's not going to let that go through. He misread that completely. He was half watching Farah and half watching the goal line.
Well,
and
Farah hit up pretty hard there, Charlie, and I think Michael didn't really have a choice but to follow Farah the way that Farah started. So
yeah,
and the ball just went over the back, and really well read by Mummery, seeing that goal square open and finishing it. Great head on his shoulders for a 15-year-old.
Well, he's having a big game is Will Farah. Palmerston trying to get it to the other end. They're under pressure at the moment. It's a real build-up here. Now there we are. Number 17, that's Paddy Heenan. Out wide, out through Dustin Briscoe. Briscoe to the pocket, kicks it out of bounds. So I'm just posting. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to put you up, Hodgie, on Facebook. Now I've got you up there. People have been waiting for it. So Districts can bring this in. They got it from the from the boundary throw-in, and the short kick has got to work well, and it does. Into the hands here of Cale Barker. No, he's a new player, isn't he? He's not a junior from the Territory.
No, he's new to the club this year. He's been fantastic the first 9 rounds, so he's been a real good addition to their half-back line.
Brennan! Oh, what about that?
I think Jared's comment to that would be, Will Farah, I can do anything you can do, but better.
And then Dingo won't run like the big three leapers. Dingo runs down from half back, takes the mark inside 50. Brennan just oozing class. He's a class act, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, Charlie. Great player. Great to have him back in the Territory, like we said earlier. And that was an outstanding mark, but very smart to come inside and open the angle up for Keegan Dingo to finish.
Now they right on the siren. Keegan Dingo lines up, kicks at goal. He started it out the right and he left it there. Minor score brings to an end the first quarter. It was one that belonged to William Farah down forward with 4 goals. Southern Districts lead 7 goals 3 to Palmerston 4-3. Get some comments from Andrew Hodges.
Yeah, outstanding quarter from both sides. Southern Districts a little bit cleaner going forward in the second half of that quarter. They had quite a few turnovers early and made Palmerston punished them a little bit going forward for the turnovers that they had. And Will Farah up forward, outstanding and really finished. So it's going to be a difficult haul for Palmerston to turn around this next quarter, but I'm sure they can with the quality they've got through the midfield. Well,
they will be kicking up to the scoring end where there is a slight breeze favouring, but the margin is 18 points to the team that sits on top of the premiership table. Southern District 7-3 lead Palmerston 4-3. Quarter time here at the TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131-TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! Fire! Maddie, straight out!
Sprint around another metre. Good girl. Good girl.
Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on! Yes! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
If you get stuck, just get it to the top of the square, good? Alright? Top of the square. Alright, just relax. Alright, 3 more quarters to go.
So when he starts, release me so I can go to here.
Alright, minute by minute, we're in this game, boys. Alright, we are in it. We're matching it with it. Alright, keep your head back though. Remember the last couple of weeks, it's all about us. It's us. Come on, bloke. It's all about us. Just compete. We have some fantastic play. Right, that's because we put in the effort. And that was the only reason why those sort of things happen. Right, we switched off
It is there, his graphic is in the half time back.
Last bit of that quarter, didn't we? Alright, all we need to do is reset and make sure we cover off the man. Alright, keep the voice up. Start talking to each other. And when things get hard, it's only going to get more physical. It's only going to get more hard. Alright? We've got to stick together. We should want this more than the come on, bro. Deep down in your hearts, you know that. Deep in your mind, you know that. Alright? So get yourselves right. Take a couple more minutes. We'll get some fluid into you. No panic. We're in this together. Only way we're going to get out of it.
Working together, boys. You can't sprint 100 metres, boys, so push the bloke down, further down, that's all. Down to the next spot, move up into the next spot.
Alright, boys. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Bring it up now.
Come on, fellas, now let's do it now. What you got, boys?
Alright, bring it up, bring it up. So what's happening, boys?
And we welcome you back to TIO Stadium here with the news in this round 10 NTFL match in the Darwin competition. Southern District's out by 18 points, 7-3-45 lead Palmerston 4-3-27. And the good news for Palmerston, Matty Stokes into their side, the former Geelong 3 times premiership player, was a handy addition for them, and Matt Dennis as well. But the damage was done up forward by Will Farrer, who kicked 4 goals. Now Palmerston down in front of us, and Kieran Davis was intently listening on what they were talking about. Let's go down and find out what they hear from the Palmerston camp.
Sean Cusack really is just a model of tranquility. He was really calm, just telling his players to calm down, relax. They're still in this game. He's really sympathetic that it is going to be tough to play out there, but they've definitely made some good plays in that quarter, and if they keep working at it, if they work as a team, get themselves out of this defeat, then they should be able to go on and win the game. Yeah, they've still got plenty of work to do, Kieran. Thanks so much for that. We never heard that before. Model of tranquility. We'll use that some more.
Yeah, he's a pretty laid-back sort of fella, Sean, and I think he'll be urging him, and so will Alwyn Davey, just to limit their turnovers and make sure they, hold on to the footy and try and keep it off Southern Districts and don't allow them to go forward and score as easily as what they have.
That's Palmerston there with their new Guernseys. They've got the road safety Guernsey on. Look, and an opportunity here to mention that horrific accident that happened in Darwin early hours of this morning. About 5 a.m. in the rain, people driving home obviously from being in town. Terrible accident, took the lives of 3 people. If you're driving wherever you are, put your seatbelt on, slow down, don't drink and drive. Christmas is the most horrendous time to be out on the roads, and only you can make a difference. So we urge people, don't we, Hodgie, to drive carefully over the Christmas break and always.
Yeah, absolutely. Just take care of yourself and your family and the other people on the roads as well.
Think about what your family would think if you're not there on Christmas Day because of an accident. Anyway, our thoughts go out to the family affected by that horrible crash. 7-3 to 4-3 here. Southern District's in front. What can Palmerston do to get back in it, Hodgie?
I think they've just got to hold on to the footy a bit better, Charlie, and not turn the ball over as much as what they have, and limit Southern District's supply into Will Farrer and Jared Brennan up forward. And just looking down there, looks like Palmerston are going to persist with that matchup with Michael Tilmouth-Turner with Will Farrer, so they're really backing the young lad in to try and close him down.
It's a brave call. Here we go from the middle. Up went Matt Dennis, didn't get it. Palmerston got the little knock on forward, straight down there into the hands of Aaron Sharp. He worked it somehow up towards Matt Stokes, gave the handball to the backup runners. Now they're at 50. The ball was bounced and didn't come back again by Sharp. And he had to do the 360, and then he got on the left boot and he saw an open goal line and he banged away. And what did he do? He kicked a goal. Terrific goal. He was just calm and with perseverance got the goal.
Yeah, perfect start for Palmerston. They needed one early and they've delivered through Aaron Sharp. So great finish, and hopefully they can go back to the centre and reset and go again, Charlie.
They need a couple of unanswered goals, don't they? Which is what Southern Districts were able to do, Andrew, late in that first term. Yeah,
they need to string a couple together here. They were good earlier on answering Southern District's goals, and they let them get away in that second half of that first quarter. And now they just need to put the hammer down and kick a few themselves back to back.
So Matt Dennis, what can he do out of the middle here? Oh, he had his leg out in front of him. You just can't do that, Matty. And it looks like Southern Districts did it as well. Is that what you read? That both legs went up into the ruckman, sort of just put their legs out in front of each other, but Dennis has come away with a free kick.
Yeah, good news for Palmerston.
Big kick up forward. It bounced on the ground, gave a chance here for Alwyn Davey. Alwyn Davey goes for goal right across the face, misses everything out of bounds alongside the behind post. What is the ruling on that when the ruckman jump and put their legs into each other? In fact, that was a minor score.
Oh, I think Fred Sleeth took his eyes off the ball with the difference between him and Matt Dennis in that contest. But Matt Dennis started the corner really well, given his midfielders first use out of that centre bounce.
Districts to the pocket. And now they can work it from there out towards the wing. Good searching kick and a good mark taken out there by Daniel Turner. He's a speedster. Short kick, they keep it along the wing. So patience in the build-up here. Up towards half forward. Kennard. Front position, couldn't complete the mark, knocked away cleverly from the back, was well done down there by number 23, whoever that is. I'll let you work that out, Hodgie. For
I'm not too sure because the sheets we're given, that's Dustin Briscoe, but that's definitely not Dustin Briscoe, Charlie, but well done to get the ball out of bounds.
So a little kick to the middle of the ground. Davey will close on this, gets it. Does pretty well too, does Alwyn Davey with the handball off. Gave it to Jetta, spearing kick. Got it over the top. And rolls away for a minor score. We've seen a couple of that in these matches where those kicks have got over the top and rolled through for a goal, haven't we?
Yeah, there was an early one earlier on in the game, and that almost did the same thing. He probably just needed to lower his eyes a little bit, and Izzy Frank was on a good lead and probably should have hit up the forward instead of going over the back.
Number 15 there, that's Aaron Lonigan, just for Palmerston. He was on camera for a second. Knocked down. Ball left behind. Trying to pick it up in there is Sharp.
Free kick.
Stokes goes to ground. Might have drawn a free kick, did he? Did Matt Stokes get the free kick? He certainly went to ground.
I think it was a kick in danger, Charlie, when he had his head over the football, and rightly so. He's got an opportunity. He passed one of these off earlier in the first quarter, so hopefully he goes back and slots this one through for the Magpies.
Well, you know what you do when you... And Darren Ewing does it well. When he takes the mark, he turns around, ignores everybody, walks with his back to the direction that he's actually going so that he doesn't have to look at anyone who might be an opportunity to pass it to.
It would be a safe bet betting that Buff Ewing would go back and have a shot for goal.
And why not? Because he converts pretty well. Here's Matty Stokes from almost directly in front. Kicks at goal and doesn't miss and gets his first for the match. Well done, Matty Stokes.
Yeah, Palmerston have really lifted their intensity at the start of the second quarter, Charlie. Their pressure on the Southern District's ball carrier and their movement's been outstanding. So they've definitely come out fired up this second quarter.
I wonder what Kieran Davis can tell us about that breeze, because we look and we can see the flags over there. They look there's a windsock as well, and they look to be blowing pretty strongly to the end that Palmerston are kicking to. Kieran, what's it worth, do you think, to breeze?
Well, on the ground it's actually pretty, there's not much of a breeze, but in the air it definitely looks like there could be something. It looks like it's actually blowing across the ground now, so not really an advantage for either side.
Okay, well, it's probably harder to go to the other end though, I think. So we'll see what happens here. So throw up in the middle, Dennis again. He rucked and Rove, did the work, and then he was penalised. He can't win a trick. He grabbed it from the middle, and he tried to kick it, and he was tackled and lost it, and he was pinged.
As soon as you take the ball out of the ruck, Charlie, and get grabbed, you're gone.
So tackle there on Rowan Smith goes to ground. Kennard down there. Clutched at his knee there for a second. Matt Kennard.
Yeah, he was actually a late inclusion this morning, Charlie. He wasn't going to be playing due to a knee injury. And
Kennard?
Yeah, he came in late. I've got a bit of inside information on Matt, so a late inclusion into side.
Jared Brennan's kick forward, inside 50. Some hard work being done there. Jake Rowe-Duggan kicked the goal in the first term, right to the line, and defensively getting back there, Michael Chilmouth-Turner. That's him there, number 24, picking it up. He decided that he was going to knock it through. And he doesn't want to kick it in, so he gives it to Justin Emery. Been around a long time. So he goes short with his kick and find Lockie Durkay. Been a little quiet today, the speedster. He's a great player, this man. Terrific run and carry player. Dennis with the footy. And the run came from Stokes. He swooped on it on the wing and then pumped it up towards the half-forward line. The kick was good. But the defence was equal to the task, and they got there. Henry Armour knocked it to the boundary line. Yeah,
great attack from Matty Stokes. He saw the footy pretty early and attacked the ball and won possession and got it down the line for his team.
Number 6 there is Alwyn Davey, former Melbourne Demons player. Played all his junior footy with his team, Palmerston. That's him going looking for the footy. The player says it was a high tackle. Indeed it was. Not sure where Dingo was going with that ball, but it goes back to Lionel Ogden. Kick was good. And they can run from half-back up towards the wing for Brennan. One hand. Brennan. 2 hands. No, now the handball to Kennard. Kennard glanced at Brennan and then decided to go long with the kick himself. 1-on-2 in the goal square. All Palmerston back here. Will Farrer at the back got the knock to ground. But good work was Chilmouth-Turner, held front position. Free kick picked out of it. It's going to be Palmerston to bring it out of defence, and it's going down there to Justin Emery, who gets the kick-out duties occasionally. That's a good strong mark. Lonigan. Aaron Lonigan, you can see Jetta to his right. Ignores that, and then he penetrates with his kick. And that's a good strong mark. Just floating up and taking the mark was McGregor. A little bit of Brennan in the way he approaches his footy. I mean, that's high praise, I know, but he's just a calm sort of player. There's Brennan.
Yeah, 19 years of age, Liam McGregor. Very good player.
Thunder aspirations, do you think?
Absolutely. He played State Academy this year, played in our under-18 side as an overage 19-year-old. So would definitely be one to have a look at for Xavier Clark.
Stokes to Jetta to Russell Davey back to Matty Stokes again, kicks it inside 50. It's a rolling ball back down there. Rowan Smith a bit of a chance for Palmerston, lost it, won by Sutton District. Lionel Ogden gets on his bike and spears it along the wing. It's a good kick, measured beautifully, gave it out to Duffy. Duffy wheels around, brings it back into the edge of the square. Tackle came, player goes to ground without the footy. Umpire says it's all okay. Matt Payne was involved in all of that. Spillage comes out towards Briscoe. Briscoe for Palmerston. Kicks now towards half forward. Jumping out at Dylan Barry. Kicked the goal in the first term. Didn't get his hands on that one. And the turnover straight into the hands here of Matt Duffy on the kick that went up towards the half forward line. Lionel Ogden with the work to do in front of him. Can go back short. He does that and gives it to Matt Payne to travel the required distance. Yes, says the umpire. So Matty Payne has it. About 60 metres from goal. Goes to Farrer, front position. Went too far under the footy. Kennard snaps. Rolling ball goes back. Lachlan Durkay sees it over. Guards it through for a minor score.
2 very different approaches going forward, Charlie. Districts are a little bit more cautious and making sure they retain possession, and Palmerston seem to get forward to centre and want to kick it as long as possible, and Southern District's defenders are doing a great job at chopping it off at the moment.
Well, we've gone 8 minutes, which is about a third of the second term, and the delivery into Farrer has just really hasn't been anywhere near what it was earlier on in the match in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's right. I think Michael Chilmouth-Turner's slightly changed his approach, where he's playing in front of Will Farrer now and trying to alleviate for that speed and try and stop him from getting on the lead. So seems to be working.
Jake Shanahan at half-back. Russell Davey wins it across the wing, takes on a bit of a run, steps around the player, and then goes with the left boot. He had 2 options out wide. And he hit a target. And he's got a runner, that's Keaton Holt-Tubbs, and got it inside 50. It was a good lead from him. He plays on quickly. He did very, very well. Palmerston with a little short kick gave it off to Dylan Barry. And they caught them napping down there, Southern Districts. I reckon that was good play, Palmerston. Ball here in the hands of Dylan Barry.
Yeah, Izzy Frank was the player that took the ball out in the half-forward flank, Charlie. His work rate before that, 3 or 4 leads, before he eventually got the ball, and then he gave it inside to Keaton Holt-Tubbs, who then has obviously got the ball on Dylan Barry.
Dylan Barry from a tough position. He liked the look of it. I reckon he's kicked the goal. Hodgie, he has.
He has. Left footer. He's probably on the wrong side of the ground for a left footer, but he's finished very well, Charlie, and put Palmerston right back in the game.
3 goals in the quarter.
Yeah, they've started the quarter very well.
We saw a bit of a lull from Southern Districts midway through the first term, and then late in the term they just ignited. I wonder if they'll try and replicate that here in the second quarter.
Yeah, well, this second quarter they've looked a little bit flat early on, haven't they? They haven't really used the ball the same they did in the first quarter, and their work rate's right down on what Palmerston's is at the moment. And I think that's the reason why Palmerston have sort of got themselves right back in the game.
Well, Southern Districts have to win this. I mean, they're the front runners in the competition, there's no doubt. There's a little bit of a space between them and the closing pack, but they need to win and win strongly here today. But on the other hand, Palmerston, who've been, we said, absolutely belted by the Buffaloes last week. They played great footy about a month ago, and we haven't seen much like it since. But if we can see that today, here's the big thumping kick, Leroy Jetta, inside 50. The hardest ball ever to mark, I reckon. Ball lands on the ground. Handball comes out. District's caught without the ball. Get a free kick inside defensive 50, just as Paddy Heenan got onto the loose ball for Palmerston.
Yeah, they're looking very dangerous forward at ground level, aren't they? Palmerston District's defenders did a good job there to slow them up and get possession of the ball.
Dingo left all alone. Stokes going to be penalised here. She's lucky not to be penalised there, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
You just can't run in.
He came in late there, Charlie, definitely.
The umpire not looking at that. Kennard gets it. Kennard's kick to the pocket. Gets over the back. Will Farrer decked. 2 players around him. You're right, though. That was good play by Chilmouth Turner. He is leading him to the ball now, isn't he?
He's trying to play in front, but what he is getting also, Charlie, is a lot of support from his fellow defenders.
Yep.
Quite often you see them dropping off their own opponents to go and help him out, which is good news for Michael Chilmouth Turner.
Now, it can be frustrating for Southern Districts in the past, and for any team that has a key forward who kicks, bags of goals every week. If you can dry it up and make them play a different style of footy, sometimes you can catch them out, and I reckon Palmerston are having a go at doing that. But here's Farrer coming into the game now, and that's better delivery to him.
Yeah, Michael lost him early in that contest there. He took his eyes off him, was ball watching, and Willie slipped out the back and then hit up quite nicely. And Glenn Randall's hit him perfectly, got him about 30 metres out.
12 minutes gone. He hasn't scored a goal in this quarter, nor has his team. Will Farrer. 3 goals have been kicked by Palmerston. Matty Stokes 1, Aaron Sharp 1, and Dylan Barry. Score a point the difference. That's going to miss. Go through for a minor score. So he was deadly in the first quarter. He's found the going a little tougher here in the second.
Yeah, no doubt the conditions out there, Charlie, are affecting both sides, and their decision making and their skill errors are probably part of that.
A massive old torp. Travelled about 60 metres and then fisted over the boundary line. So Jared Brennan down there. Now where's Matt Dennis? Is he still out there or has he come off?
I think he's having a rest on the bench at the moment.
Oh yes, he is. I look down, I can see him down there, number 27. Keegan Dingo. Did it cleverly through Josiah Farrer, and that's a kick speared in there by Zane Carter. Lockie Durkay with the work in front of him, hotly pursued by Dylan McLaughlin for Southern Districts. Durkay did pretty well, forced it on a few more metres and took it away from the danger area.
Yeah, out of bounds down the far side there, Charlie. Be interesting to see what both sides do in the attack they have on the footy at this boundary throw in attacking position for Southern Districts. Hopefully they'll be hoping to score from this one.
I come down here and watched the women's match this morning. I couldn't stay. It was a bit of a top of the table clash between Waratah and Wanderers. You don't know the result on that, do you?
Yeah, Waratah's got up. I think it was around about 26 points, Charlie, in the end. But Wanderers definitely challenged them throughout the game, and it was a good quality game with some very good skills.
It did look pretty good. Here's the kick coming out by Hartley for Palmerston. David Toddem, of course, coaching the Palmerston, the Wanderers side, and his son's playing for Wanderers a little later on today.
Yeah, he's been playing in the Premier League, Marcus. He's played very well the first half of the season, and interesting to see, or hopefully he can keep his spot and keep pushing towards finals in that side and hold his spot.
We've been watching him closely for the few games that he's played, and he just strikes us as he's the kick deep, and that's a mark right on the list. Brendan says, I marked that, sir, inside the field of play, and the umpire disputes that. He's going to take it off and give it to the boundary umpire. Yes, and we've watched him, and he's a slight... how old is he? 16 years of age?
He's 17 years of age, yeah, very lightly framed sort of guy, but he puts his head over the footy and really attacks it hard and uses the footy reasonably well.
And doesn't he? I mean, they walloped him so many times, and he just doesn't give up. He just goes burrowing in again.
A rubber band, he gets straight back up and goes again.
Well, his dad is... or his uncle is Troy Angel, who was a great player for Wanderers.
Yeah, Troy, fantastic player for the Wanderers Football Club, and his dad, Dave, was an outstanding player as well. So hopefully Marcus can continue that tradition.
He's got some good credentials, I reckon. He's the mark cut off. So he's been good. Tilmouth Turner's been the difference here today in this quarter, I reckon. Well, that kick was okay, but Shanahan dropped it. Lachlan Durkay. Dingo. Brennan dropped it. Free kick picked out of it, and it's going to be a kick here to Southern Districts, I reckon.
I think it's Keegan Dingo's shot here, Charlie.
Well, he had a shot late at the end of the first quarter, and they took it off him, and so he just unloads it to the running Brennan, and the umpire not happy with players standing around. They've got to give some room to the man who's got the free kick, don't they? They're a 3 metre rule or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
5 metre rule.
Yep.
Now he's got to do it again. Oh, come on, umpire. What difference does it make? Really? They set sometimes that kick millimetre perfect, and it's just nonsense.
Bit of OCD coming in maybe, Charlie.
Could be. It's a high kick.
Bit of an anticlimax.
Off for a minor score.
The skill level's really dropped off this quarter, Charlie. There's been quite a few errors in the last few minutes. I think the conditions, you can see some of the players coming off the ground now are absolutely exhausted.
So it might be a little bit what Kieran Davis was talking about, teams saving themselves for that, the second half of the game.
I think that both coaches will be desperate for the siren to go and get their players in and get them to recover and really set up for the second half.
Stokes turned it over and Hartley got it, and Lachlan Durkay intercepts and takes the mark. Good work, Jetta. And the busy Tilmouth Turner did well, linked it out there through Justin Emery. It's all Palmerston. You wouldn't mind having the stats on this. They've controlled so much of the footy, Shanahan.
They have, but they just seem to be breaking down at this part of the ground here, Charlie, just turning the ball over, and you can see there now they retain possession through a mark, and good kick down the ground for Matty Stokes.
Stokes' kick is good. Now, you've got to pick this up first time. He really has to do that, Mishai Perry, and he's lucky to get away with a free kick. They grabbed him high. So he's too far out to score, but he can set this up in the goal square.
Jared Brennan's dropped back into the hole as a +1 there, Charlie.
Ball knocked down, lands straight there in the path of Aaron Sharp. Couldn't work his way through, tried a second time. They bumped into each other there, handball back. Well, he had two options there. It went between them both. Handball out here. Here's the kick, Mishai Perry. That's a good-looking kick right to the line, all the way. Oh, that is a mighty goal. Mishai Perry from the boundary line kicks it.
I'm not sure it was a great finish, Charlie, or actually it was a goal, but it was a floater, a 50-metre floater. So I think Palmerston really desperate for that goal, and both sides still trying to play quick footy, Charlie. In these conditions, you'd think both coaches would want them to control the ball by feet and take the tempo out of the game so late in this quarter, almost shut up shop and get to half-time and really recover. So good finish there by Mishai Perry, though, and Palmerston hit the front.
Well, the story of the match, I mean, is they've kicked 4 goals to nothing in this quarter. In terms of goals, Palmerston were trailing 4-3 to 7-3, but now they've 8-4 to 7-7.
Well.
So it's a good comeback from them. I do think the breeze, though, is an advantage down there. Going to that end, it's generally known the end Palmerston's kicking to as the scoring end. And it's almost like it's a little bit more downhill, if you like.
It seems like that when you're out there playing too, Charlie, just quietly. What
about Wanderers? Can you give us a bit of an assessment on them? They've they look pretty strong today in the team they've fielded, but they've struggled a bit this year. You had some problems like that last year, didn't you, not having players available?
Yeah, it's always difficult, Charlie, with guys that are on thunder management plans and guys that live interstate and come in and play. So it's not an easy thing to manage as a coach, and I think Dean's having the same sort of issues at the moment. And no doubt they've got a fantastic list, and they'll definitely bounce back and definitely be there at the business end of the season. So it looks like they've got some of their more experienced players coming in today, and Daniel and Shannon Motlop, so that'll be a big boost for them.
Yeah, indeed. That Lonigan kick was smothered over the boundary line. Knocked over the top cleverly, hoping that Matt Payne could run on it. Left it behind, searching for Dylan Barry. Southern Districts have done well here, and they've got it out through Duffy from half-back. Centre half-back out towards the wing, and they can run it down Daniel Turner. Chip kick over the top was a beauty. Measured out nicely, gave it to McLaughlin in space on the 50-metre line, sends it to the top of the goal square. Good kick from him. Farah at the foot, he had his hands on that and then somehow dropped it. No one knows how, no one will ever know how. Kick comes out towards the wing. He's done terrifically well back there. Palmerston were able to do that. Russell Davey, I reckon it was, out wide here. Here's Russell Davey rather with the footy. Might have gone too far, did he? Or is there a free kick? A little bit of holding on down the other end of the ground.
Izzy Frank, yep.
So Izzy Frank's got it from about, 15 metres out? 40, well, a bit more severe than a 45-degree angle, but very kickable.
He's a very good kick for goal, Charlie. I would back him from here.
Yep.
Very well done from Michael Tilmouth Turner at the start of that passage of play to help rebound that ball, and great work by Froggy Davey through the middle to get that ball onto his brother, and obviously they've picked up the free kick in a scoring position, which is great for them.
Izzy Frank. He has missed. He was always going to miss. You can tell when players just a little overthink it just a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, it wasn't a deliberate approach, Charlie. He just took a few steps and had a bang at it, but would have been better if he come back a bit further and really ran and kicked the ball with a bit of purpose.
Can I ask you about Nakia Cockatoo? Played a lot of footy up here and then was drafted and went down playing for Geelong. What's the latest on him? Any reports? Good territory player?
All the reports are he's had a great pre-season so far. He's looking very fit and ready to hit the ground again after Christmas. He'll be back over Christmas having a holiday with his family and then go back down and get himself for round one of the AFL season. But all reports are he's going really well, Charlie.
Kennard to McLaughlin and back to Payne, and then plays on from inside 50. Goes long for goal. I reckon he's kicked it. I reckon he has. He has. Matt Payne.
They were desperate for that, I think. Charlie sort of going to half-time now with just one goal for the quarter, but they needed that steadier to sort of have him in front at half-time, which the siren wouldn't be too far away, I wouldn't suspect, but they've sort of threatened and gone forward, and Palmerston defensively have done a great job to repel them on many occasions this quarter.
Look at Keegan Dingo. He is such a sight. He's got the short slipping down and he's got the left, but he's such a good player.
There's not much meat on those bones, is there?
No. They got him on the wing, but you see him play off the half-back line. He's just explosive. And the player on him, Jake Shanahan, says, I don't even want to be standing close to this guy. I'll go out here and play a little wide of him. And he did it pretty well, Shanahan, because the ball went straight to him. He left it behind, and Keegan Dingo did even better and gave it off to Duffy. And Duffy spears it forward and hits Matt Kennard. And he goes out wide. The man who just kicked a goal, Matt Payne, goes for goal from inside 50, misses out to the right.
They've changed their approach going forward, Southern Districts. They're lowering their eyes and they're hitting up the short Matt Kennard lead. Early on they were bombing long to Will Farah, which wasn't working for them, so they've changed their approach going inside 50, and it's just created 2 shots on goal for them.
Well, it doesn't appear as though Will Farah's going to kick a goal in this quarter. Matt Dennis got there a little late with the push. He's lucky not to get some extra meterage out of that, but a free kick anyway, or mark to Keegan Dingo. Goes for Kennard. They pushed him out the way. Kennard's going to get the free kick here, I reckon. Despite Will Farah running down there and taking the mark. Well, almost taking the mark, but Kennard's got it. 45-degree angle, probably 40 metres out. Sweet spot, really, at that end.
Yeah, I think they need a captain's goal here, him to go back and really slot this through. He's had an outstanding second half of this quarter, Charlie. His work rate's lifted, and like I said, they've changed their approach going inside 50. and they've really lowered their eyes, and they're trying to hit up Matt Cannard as much as possible rather than going long to the 2-on-1 at Will Farrer.
He's made of some good stuff, this man, number 6, Matt Cannard.
He is late in. Well, he played last week, Charlie. He wasn't going to play today, but they had a late pull out this morning, and he's decided to play. He can't help himself.
Well, he's certainly done enough to earn his spot. He's on this toughish angle. He may need to just aim it inside the left upright. You don't want to start it out to the right, because the wind will just swing it away. The breeze between the Michael Long Centre and the grandstand here, the wind blows across the face of those goals, and it'll always swing it away, and it swings it considerably.
Yeah, the left-hand post would be the best approach, Charlie. Go for that goal post on the left-hand side and let it swing back in with the breeze.
So the improved Tilmouth Turner will kick it out wide. They had front position down there, Dylan Barry. Handball came out. Districts a chance to run forward. Matt Duffy puts it to centre half forward. No one there to clean up. Jetta comes away working hard. Lockie Durkay back into the pocket with the handball. Little kick comes out here to Dylan Barry. The left boot kick is good. Justin Emery, edge of the square. Dingo stands in front of him, switches wide and long to the opposite edge of the square. And down the corridor they go. It's going to drop a little short there in front of Chris Walker. He got it the second time, and then they got him. But Sutton Districts on the clean-up was pretty good. Went across the field, but waiting for it was Aaron Sharp. He's a busy player, Aaron Sharp. He done pretty well. Gave it off to Dylan Barry inside 50. The delivery was terrific.
Outstanding.
So, must be almost from this identical position we saw at the end of the last match. Keegan Dingo have a shot, and he missed, and Keegan Holt-Tubbs has a chance to put his team back in front. They trail by 4 points, 8-5 to 8-9. And Holt-Tubbs hasn't got a goal in this quarter. He is a capable kicker. He's there to do just that. He's going to kick from 50. He's all but directly out in front. He gives it a roost. He gives it plenty. It's a good-looking kick. It is a very good kick. And he kicks a goal after the siren, and he puts his team in front at the long break.
Yeah, good finish from Keaton Holt-Tubbs. That's very important for them to go into half-time in front. I think after having such a good quarter, it would have been a shame to see them go in down at half-time after the good quarter they've had. Southern Districts really wrestled back second half of that quarter, momentum a little bit to have a few shots on goal, and their goal through Matt Payne. Very important for them going into half-time, but Palmerston are definitely the most dominant in that quarter.
Good quarter from Palmerston. They came out and kicked 5 goals to 1. They were 18 points down at quarter time, and they've turned it around to lead by 2 points at half time. So the Palmerston Magpies 9-5 leave Sutton Districts 8-9 at half time.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kmart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Kmart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Kmart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! High on! Matty, straight out! Spear around another metre. Good girl. Good girl.
Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on! Yes! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Patrons are reminded that TIO Stadium is strictly a non-smoking venue and that patrons wishing to smoke must use the areas provided.
Advantage. When a player has been awarded a free kick and a teammate elects to take advantage and has been called to do so by the umpire, the play will continue and will not be recalled. The umpires have been instructed to delay the advantage call until the player demonstrates his intention. In the following examples, players demonstrate their intention to take the advantage.
There is a free kick. Advantage. Well, you better kick it.
They've changed the advantage rule to allow the player to make the decision.
In this example, Parker demonstrates his intention not to take advantage by putting his hand in the air. The umpire correctly stops play and resets the mark. Deliberate out of bounds. Umpires will continue to be instructed to penalise players who intentionally handball, kick, carry or force the ball out of play. This includes walking the ball over the boundary line. Ruckmen will continue to be penalised for intentionally knocking the ball out of bounds from a ruck contest, regardless of whether the ball crosses a line on the full or bounces prior to the crossing of the boundary line. The following are all examples of deliberate out of bounds.
Cheney heads for the boundary. This will be an interesting call. Deliberate, says the umpire.
Impey, that will be deliberately out of bounds if it goes out of bounds. And it does. Yes.
Kicks to full forward. Getting back. Oh, jeez. That deliberate umpire? Yes, it is.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kmart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Kmart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Kmart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! Iron! Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on! Yes! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, that's just rude. I've been back to the Manchester and down it's more than I've been up. Yeah. I just know my way around like in things like that. I didn't mean that very far. Wait, this is just not interested in it. Is it? Really? Oh, what the hell on it?
And we welcome you back to TIO Stadium here. Second half about to get underway. What an incredible game. Southern District's up by 18 points at quarter time. And then a big surge from Palmerston in that second quarter when they kicked 5 goals 2 to 1 goal 6 and take a 2-point lead here at halftime. Andrew Hodges with me, AFLNT State Academy Development Coach and reigning Premiership Coach with the Mighty Wanderers Eagles after their great upset win in the grand final last year. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. I think the momentum went both ways a fair bit throughout the game, and I think the conditions late in that second quarter affected both sides. Skill level dropped off and work rate, and I think now that they've gone inside and been in the air condition for 20 minutes and recovered, I think this second half's going to be very, very interesting.
The breeze not a factor?
Well, it tends to be. We think going to one end, it seems to be more dominant, doesn't it, Charlie? Going to the right of screen to the airport end. So it'll be interesting to see Southern Districts how they start this quarter, and the breeze seems to be going straight across the ground at the moment, and it seems to be a bit swirly. So let's see what happens this quarter.
That's what Kieran Davis said, going across the ground. See if that's still the judgment by him. Kieran?
Yeah, the breeze seems to be going towards the airport end a bit, but definitely across the ground. There's also a bit of a storm brewing over on the scoreboard, and that might affect the game later on, and the later games later on in the afternoon. But they'll be hoping the storm gets here quickly and cools it down, because it's still very much like a furnace out here.
Okay, pretty hot day, and that you can see that storm gathering over there in the background behind the scoreboard. It just gathers there, doesn't it? And then before you know it, you take your eye off it for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden it comes rolling in. So here we go, second half underway. Matt Dennis in the ruck work, got a nice little tap down, tried to give it to Stokes, who went to ground. Leroy Jetta in there looking for the footy. Palmerston come away with it, some hard work done. Daniel Turner, it's been good in the first half. Great tackle, handball got away. And Southern Districts can get out of trouble now and bring it out through Jake Rowe Duggan out towards the wing. Kick to a vacant wing, rolls towards the boundary line. Palmerston get their first tackle from the back on Lachlan. Durkay sees the spillage go over the boundary line.
I think the umpires awarded a free kick there from the back.
Actually it is, yep. So Durkay with the free kick. And then he goes with a spearing kick. Just too much on. Those kicks are really tough. I mean, they're impressive. It's like a cover drive that's hit through the air. I mean, they drive them forward, but they're very hard to mark.
Yeah, and with the conditions, the humid conditions, Charlie, that football gets quite slippery when it comes in quick like that. It's very hard to wrap your hands around it and get hold of it.
Hard to tell a player to kick soft, because the game is about driving it forward, front position down there and working the ball forward. Might have been Walker. Districts using the handball now, give it to Brennan, who can run out. Assistance was there with his teammate in McGregor. Up towards the half forward line. Good clean up here for Districts. Round the corner they go. Josh Farah, cut off in defence. Good strong mark taken back there by Damaso. Been a little quiet. Hadn't had that much to do back there, but that's good kick from him. Good defensive work. Big Dennis reaches over the top of Dingo and takes a strong mark inside defensive 50. Matt Dennis. Now whistle went. What was all that about? 50-metre penalty, I reckon.
I think one of the Southern Districts players encroached in the protected zone, Charlie, by the look of it, and the umpire Mark Noonan's going to take Matty Dennis 50 metres up the ground.
Well, it's about where the next kick would have went if play had gone on, because Palmerston did take the mark. And Dennis loads it up. That's a big kick right down towards the forward line. Reach over the back. That's going to be a free kick here. I reckon it's going to be. Have they thrown? Oh, that's Frank up forward. I reckon he's going to get the free kick here, isn't he?
Yeah, he did very well there to sort of protect the drop zone of the ball and hold out Ed Barlow. And I think Ed got a little bit worried at the young Izzy's leap and tried to hold on to him. And Izzy's drawn the free kick. Gets a shot on goal.
Well, not the toughest of angles. Again, what he's got to do, he's facing the wrong direction at the moment. He's aiming, he's facing outside that right-hand goalpost, and then he kicked outside the left-hand goalpost. He overcorrected, because really what you've got to do is turn your body around and look at that left-hand goalpost, don't you?
Yeah, you really want to square yourself up to the target, Charlie. And once again, he only took a few steps and really stabbed at the ball rather than going back and really kicking through it.
Missed a couple like that, hasn't he?
He has, yes.
Take a close look at this and learn some extra skills from it. Push towards the boundary line. Matt Payne sees it safely over. Interchange players look on for Southern Districts. So 3 minutes gone in the second half. 8-9 to 9-5. Just a couple of points in it. No scores added since half time. Dennis squeezes a kick forward. Wants to set it up for Keaton. Holt Tubbs kicked a terrific goal late in the second half. Handball came out towards Walker. Walker sends it to the top of the goal square. Was pretty good left on the ground. Palmerston going to have to do some hard work here by Jared Brennan. He does win it and comes away with the footy. Dennis in the way. He's going to take the mark. He's dropped a couple of those today. Tried to wriggle his way out of it and then was penalised. An advantage played here to Southern Districts. Not enough advantage, says the umpire. Will go back and do it all again.
Yeah, he's been a bit of a brick wall there, Matty Dennis, in this quarter. Charlie really trying to stop that outside 50 from Southern Districts, and great smother.
Well, I was just going to say, do you really need Matt Dennis on the mark? You'd think he'd run down to where the kick's going to go, but then he did the great smother, didn't he? So it worked well. Keegan Dingo with a great handball. Here's the run from Southern Districts. It's towards Farah in the pocket. He goes out a long way. Takes a strong mark. Then plays on. Speared it across, wanted Kennard. Kennard didn't get it. Pressure came to him. High kick around the body by Roe Duggan. And hits the post.
Yeah, I think Will Farah tried to take a screamer on the point post. Charlie, if there's not a player there, he'll jump on anything. So it's a pretty exciting player.
He did the old gecko climb, did he, up the point post? I took my eye off him. Ball knocked back over the boundary line.
That last inside 50, Charlie, they managed to get Will Farah one out. This is their quick ball movement. I think if Districts want to score, to get it into Will Farah one-on-one, they're going to have to move it pretty quick.
Now that breeze has blown across the field. I'm still going to go on about this. I think it's a big advantage to Southern Districts here, which suggests if that rain stays away, Palmerston will come home with the use of a breeze that I reckon it's worth a goal or two.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie.
It's not so much the value you get out of it; it's the difficulty of the other team having to work into it a bit, if you know what I mean. Like it's a double-ended thing, isn't it? Really?
Well, there's definitely a bit of an advantage there, and Palmerston have done really well to get almost 5.5 minutes into the quarter and keep Southern Districts goalless with that breeze.
And still attacking. So the ball, free kick played at Alwyn Davey. He's working there with Lachlan Durkay, but Alwyn Davey has it.
Good player to have the footy in his hands, Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
We've got Jared Brennan down the line as a +1 inside Palmerston's 50.
So here's Alwyn Davey.
Causes Froggy to go sideways.
Just a little short kick out. It'll come back to him again. Now, not much gained out of that, except it'll allow a player upfield to move, and that's exactly what happened. And Palmerston now with the kick. That's a good kick. That's a really good kick. That's good vision. Delivered beautifully. And Aaron Lonigan doesn't let his teammates down, takes a strong mark.
Yeah, very smart footy from Froggy and the Palmerston players. That Jared Brennan sitting inside 50 in front of their forwards. Pretty dangerous. They didn't really want to blaze away. So they basically went around him, Charlie, and found Lonigan inside 50.
Now he should kick this. He's capable of it. He should, as in it's required of him to do so. And that's where, look where he's looking. They need some good kicking practice, don't they? Again, he kicked exactly where he was looking, or facing, rather. Jared Brennan in there working hard for the footy. Froggy Davey went in looking for it. Finished up in the hands here of Frank.
Well done.
Izzy Frank goes around the body, kicks, and just gets a minor score.
He's looking dangerous up forward, Izzy Frank. Charlie, he may get off the leash here for Palmerston if they keep getting the ball inside 50 to him.
Kick out towards that far side, and Michael Bowden. He's had a bit of it today out there, Bowden. That kick wasn't the best for Daniel Turner. So score check here, 9-7 Palmerston. Southern Districts 8-9. Andrew Hodges with us in commentary.
They really need to make those kicks to get the ball inside 50 to Will one-on-one, Will Farah. Palmerston are doing a great job at getting a +1 back there and helping Michael Tilmouth turn her out.
Stokes got it from Emery, who kicked it out of bounds. So Palmerston doing well. You mentioned that before. 7.5 minutes gone. Southern Districts haven't scored.
Yeah, they've really taken the sting out of Southern Districts, the last half of the last quarter and this quarter as well. So they're doing a really good job, Palmerston. They just need to get a score on the board whilst they've got this momentum.
So that mark, Shanahan's mark, was good. Kept it low and found a target. Davey tells him where to go. Inside 50. Jetta's there. If the ball hits the ground and they go to ground, Jetta will come away with it. Closes, steps back in field, kicks the goal. Classy player. Great vision all around him. Knew exactly what was going on. Lonigan went forward, ignored that and kicked the goal.
Yeah, he did a great job at keeping his feet. Charlie's direct opponent went to ground and it allowed Jetta to pick the ball up and had plenty of time to make a decision. And he made the right decision. Come inside, open up the goal face and finish truly and finish well.
First goal for... No, it's not. It's his second. He kicked one in the first term, didn't he, Jetta?
He did.
So they extend the lead here. It's amazing, since quarter time, Palmerston have kicked 6 goals to 1.
Yeah, they've had a very good passage of play in the last quarter and a half. Charlie, looks like they're going to continue it here.
Stokes to Jetta after Dennis got his hands on the ball in the ruck. Kicked it out wide, bouncing ball out there for Aaron Sharp. Kick is good to the pocket and gets away off the hands out of bounds.
You can see Southern Districts a bit worried with this momentum that Palmerston have got, and it looks like Coach Shannon Rusker's put a +1 behind the footy for the last couple of minutes to try and stop this momentum and try and get the footy back on their terms.
10-7 to 8-9. The break is a good one. See if they can kick another goal here. Palmerston are going to make it tough. There's a snapshot from the pocket. It's going to miss. Minor score.
Stokes rode that pack perfectly. Charlie unfortunately couldn't finish it.
But they just keep peppering away. They do need to be rewarded though, don't they, for all the good work. The short kick will go straight into the hands of Jared Brennan inside defensive 50. Out wide with the kick and kicks it out of bounds on the full. He wanted Michael Bowden, it got away from him. He wanted Bowden to mark that, he couldn't. And the free kick has been played here to Lonigan. So Aaron Lonigan, outside 50, kicks to the top of the square. Brennan in best position, floats back, takes the mark.
It's that +1.
So Brennan correcting the error. And he'll thump this kick out just short of the wing, out on the Morris Rioli grandstand side. Ball rolls to the boundary line and over. Chased by Lachlan Durkay. Daniel Turner was right on his heel. There's Lachlan Durkay, number 11.
Yeah, very bright yellow colour boots. Charlie, both him and Daniel Turner, you can't miss them out there on the ground.
No, the famous name Durkay, of course.
Absolutely.
For most of the Durkay family up in northeast Arnhem Land around Nullarbor.
Yeah, I believe that's correct, yeah. Charlie, yeah. And Lachlan's from over that way, obviously, and he's actually staying in Darwin for this season to play for the Palmerston Magpies.
District's now on the build. It was a good mark taken by Lionel Ogden. And the kick comes forward by Barlow. Down towards the pocket and dropping back, taking a strong mark in defence.
They've done this really well,
Rowan
Charlie,
Smith.
the last few times inside 50.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? That's working well for them.
Yeah, just getting one defender to peel off his opponent and sit in front of Will Farah. It's really dried up the opportunities Will Farah's had.
Here's Dennis. Matt Dennis, good vision, looked over the top. And he saw Paddy Heenan, and Paddy Heenan went further with the kick and gave it off to Dylan Barry. Barry off the left boot, spears to the pocket. And he overrun the footy out there was Frank. Had a chance to get that. It was won by Singleton. Scrambled the kick outside 50. Roll towards the boundary line. District's on the clean up here. They can go to the kick with this. Go to the centre with the kick and find Henry Armour. They didn't get that far. Armour's on the run further downfield. They still have an extra player in the middle in Carter, but he's going out the other way and kicks it out there and gives it off to Farah. Josiah Farah. And they messed it up in the end. Gee, they mucked around then. They went via the cope, didn't they?
Yeah, they've had some very costly skill errors, Charlie. A couple of out of bounds on the full. It's going to come back to bite them, I think, later on in the game. They've had plenty of opportunities to go forward and inside 50, but they just keep turning the footy over.
Sean Cusack there looking on. What about co-coaches? He does that, doesn't he, with Alan Davey?
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job. The synergy between the two is really good. I think Sean does a lot of things game day, and Froggy coaches out on the field, but obviously he's very important to them, and he's got to play his role for the team.
Chilmouth Turner, he's done a wonderful job since quarter time. He got towelled up, but he's tightened up, so his teammates around him. Lockie Durkay does the step inside Turner, goes with a kick up towards 50, hits the ground. Jetta on the clean-up, he's dangerous. Jetta goes for goal from a long way out and kicks an amazing goal. Whoa, he's all class. He just is a super player, Leroy Jetta. Leaves the field now for a break, and that was a mighty goal.
It was just the difference in skill level there, Charlie, from the two sides. Southern Districts going forward haven't been able to hit their targets. They're continually turning the ball over. Palmerston win it across half back, and they hit their targets and make every post a winner, and Jetta's finished that fantastically. And Izzy Frank in the goal square just holding his man off to allow that ball to pop out the back and go through for a goal.
Well, this is nearly a 36-point turnaround, They're 17 points in front here, and they were... Well, actually, what's the margin there? 60. So they were 18 points down at quarter time. They come out of the middle Southern Districts now with Carter's kick.
Chilmouth Turner in front again.
Well, lost the crowd effects there, have we? So let's see what happens here. Inside 50. Throw up, and Dingo doing the ruck work, did it pretty well. Down to Stokes, has been grabbed high. Umpire took a little bit of a peep, says it was okay. Soccer kick off the ground, out towards the wing on that far side. In goes the clean-up work done by Justin Emery. Emerges with the footy and then goes with a long kick down towards the half-forward line. Not quite to the half-forward line. Strong mark taken there, Mishai Perry. Wanted Matt Dennis. Spill it straight into the hands of the player running forward here is Walker. Walker goes for goal and misses out to the right. Gee, that's a bad miss.
Outstanding pressure from Jake Duggan from behind to put enough pressure on him to miss that one, Charlie, and great chase.
Well, that could have been a match-saving effort there by Jake Duggan. Short kick across to Armour. And Armour goes even further across and links it up here through Barlow. Barlow across half back. Matt Dennis on the mark. And so he came in then, did Singleton to try and put Matt Dennis out of it. What is the ruling on that?
I think if the ball's within the required distance, they can shepherd. If it looked like Ed Barlow was going to play on, then that's why he came on into shepherd. But Matt Dennis has obviously got Corey Singleton high, and free kick to Corey Singleton.
So he went backwards with it, and the long searching kick was pretty good. They had front position down there, Daniel Turner, and his recovery was terrific. Wins it and takes them on. Runs through the corridor at TIO Stadium, spears it up to Matt Cannard, trapped the ball but couldn't mark it. They got into his back on the ground, but they're not going to pay him a free kick. Ball held up. Can he get it out? Umpire having a close look. Says he had no prior opportunity and they'll ball it up. 11-9 to 8-9.
They just seem to have lost a bit of purpose with their moving forward with the footy, Southern Districts, and Palmerston seem to be moving the ball forward a lot better than what the opposition are.
Well, it's a 36-point turnaround since quarter time, so Districts led by 18 points at quarter time. They're down by 18 points here at the 16-minute mark of the third term. And Palmerston not done with yet. Kick inside 50. They're doing all the attacking here. Dennis with the big climb went a little too early. Got it on the way down to the big ruckman. Squeezed the kick away. The ball rolls. They had a player free down there as the whistle goes. It was Keegan Holt-Tubbs. No one within 20 metres of him, but Dennis had gave away a free kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that free kick was for, Charlie. I think Matty Dennis jumped and got his hands on the footy and almost took the mark. I would have thought that was play on, but the umpire's seen something there and ball to Southern Districts.
Might get penalised for being too tall. I don't know if that's a rule or not.
Won't happen to me, Charlie.
Daniel Turner. Kick up towards 50. Keegan Dingo on the pick-up. Couldn't get it. Out towards Cannard. Couldn't get it. Jetta emerges. Takes them all on. Did very well. Squeezed the handball out. They've dropped the ball out there. Palmerston need to be a little cleaner with the hands in defence. Jetta has to go back in and help. Kicked it off the ground. Whistle goes. Free kick comes out of it. And Palmerston will relieve the pressure here. They'll get the free kick across half-back. And the kick is that's a risky one. It was always going to be a risky one. 2 players back there for Southern Districts.
Yeah, well chopped off by Michael Bowden.
Been okay, Bowden. Another touch for him. Here's the run forward, Zane Carter. His run from on that wing's been pretty good. Kept the ball in play inside 50. Wants Farah. Farah went looking for it. He couldn't get it. He's lost his confidence, Farah, here, I reckon. They've measured him down pretty well. Here's Davey with the kick over the top. He's got a kick to the 1-on-2. And he's done pretty well. The one player there was Paddy Heenan. Yeah. Almost got to the footy, but he did stop it and kept it at the 50-metre line. Didn't give an easy kick to Southern Districts. They did get one in the end and peeled it inside 50 to Dingo. And Dingo takes the mark.
You missed a shot here from earlier, Charlie. It'd be good to see Keegan go back and finish this one. But definitely at the moment you can see the ball. Players are fumbling the ball. And I think with the conditions out there, the heat and the humidity, it's making the ball quite slippery.
So Keegan Dingo, that's a better looking kick, and it swings away and hits the goalpost. So he's missed them both from there. His team needed a goal and he didn't deliver. 17 points the difference. Jetta, short to the back pocket. Tillmouth Turner. What an outstanding performance from him since quarter time.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, Charlie. Done a great job on Will Farah.
Matt Payne. Armour, they got him high. Will draw the free kick. Now what can they make of this? So they've been pressuring for a while. We've gone nearly 19 minutes. They've had the use, maybe a little of a breeze that is some questionable value. And he did go right across that back line and managed to get it over the top of that line that was standing there and put it in the hands of his teammate down there. He can have a shot now. He's going to kick from probably, what, 30 metres?
Yeah, on a slight angle, Charlie. Southern District's pressure is definitely lifted up. They're putting a lot more pressure on the ball carrier, which is causing Palmerston to turn the footy over. And it's bringing Southern District's half-back flankers in Bowden and McGregor and Singleton into the game and Barlow, and they're lifting their intensity, Charlie.
Here's Henry Armour, misses everything, kicks it out of bounds on the full. A little bit like Southern District's effort since quarter time, just not quite working.
Yeah, disappointing. The defenders and the midfielders work so hard and you get a forward that tries to finish like that. It's a bit disappointing.
Opposite number 9, the recipient of the free kick, tucked away in the back pocket. Leroy Jetta, 3 goals to his name, 2 in this quarter. He's a determined and skillful player. Went looking for Davey, found him out there, Alwyn Davey. Brought it back in. Dingo got to... Farah actually got to Jetta and put him under pressure, but the kick down the middle was good. Straight to Mishai Perry. Takes it at right angles. Found Jetta out there. Steps around there. Closing on him. That got him. And he got the kick away. Umpire says it's all okay. He was lucky. He just managed to get that kick away. Spillage to Matt Payne. Tries to pick it up. He can't get it. Barlow goes in and wins it. Onto the left boot. Went for a teammate who was running forward in Duffy. Missed him and kicked it out of bounds.
Districts cleared that ball then, Charlie. But Matt Stokes, 2 or 3 efforts. 3-on-1. Managed to keep the ball in the area until his support came. And then some pressure on the ball kicker, Carriers. Put the ball out of bounds on the fall.
Well, the idea here now, I reckon, is just to deny Southern Districts. Not so much about kicking goals, but you just don't let them get the footy. So you can play keepies off here, if you like. Here's the kick out wide. He's come up a long way from the back. Tillmouth Turner takes them on. Farah got to him, put him under pressure, and made him kick it out of bounds on the full. So Farah's on his bike running back, thinking my job is done. If they can kick the ball back to me, I'm a chance. The kick is right along the line. And just Armour was able to take a mark. Brings it in a little closer to the corridor in the middle, into the hands of Duffy. So building here, some quality in this. Josiah Farah has it. He's the older brother, did you say, of Will?
Yeah, older brother of Will. He actually lives in Catherine and comes up and plays every week.
Armour is going to try and kick this behind the line. And he got it there. And he gave the handball off. They're going to run in and kick a goal here. Henry Armour is going to kick it. But it was good work back there and some good work done Bowden too just to keep his cool.
Yeah, a lot better from Southern Districts that time, Charlie, in their transition of the footy. They're a lot more patient when they got it in hands, and they made sure they hit their targets and got the ball deep inside 50 to kick that goal. So well done, Southern Districts.
Who would you rather be here if you're out there playing? Districts? Because it seems as though Southern Districts have sort of gone to sleep just a little bit, and but they may have some petrol left, whereas Palmerston have worked themselves pretty hard.
I think they might, because I think Southern Districts are starting to wrestle back a bit of momentum just by holding on to the footy and being a bit smarter with it. So if they can continue to do that, I think they'll close the gap on Palmerston. But Matt Dennis in the ruck giving first use, and Matty Stokes has been first hands on the footy at every set of bounce I can remember for this game so far.
And Davey goes in there and helps. Gee, it's nice to have that Matt Dennis in there. Alwyn Davey and Matty Stokes is handy to have.
Stokes, yeah.
That's a high tackle. He'll still win the free kick here. There's Mishai Perry. He's been okay, you know. He's been around a while, Mishai Perry.
He has. He's added a bit to the side today. He's been fantastic up high, up forward.
Lonigan's kick in good. Mark taking Stokes has had plenty of it. So Matty Stokes set it to the top of the goal square. Big Dennis flew, couldn't get it. You want him to take marks down there, don't you?
Yeah.
He's had a few goes today, but he just hasn't taken those marks that he should take, really.
I think that humidity on the footy, Charlie, making it quite slippery, makes it hard to clunk those big grabs.
So Palmerston here under some pressure now. Ball knocked down towards the half-back line for them. Handball misses everyone, goes out of bounds. Umpire Simon Walker took a little bit of a look at it and said, well, I'll judge that he was trying to get it to a teammate.
I think Palmerston would be satisfied with the ball going out of bounds there with their dominance at stoppages at the moment. Charlie, they're quite happy to take the tempo out of the game.
23 minutes gone, third term here. They're starting to make a surge, Southern Districts. Palmerston with the knock away. It's all districts to pick it up. Good work done there, Payne. Worked it nicely. And they put some pressure there on Crawford. He turned it over immediately, and Alwyn Davey wins it. Goal in the first quarter from him. Kick was good, gave it to Jetta. Long way out from goals, 2 kicks in fact. Will spear it into the pocket and did it well to Frank. Frank got to the footy. Too many came at it. His second effort might be okay here. Does get it. Now he spins as the siren goes. He worked pretty hard down there, but wasn't able to get free with it. So the siren brings the third quarter to an end. It was an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely, Charlie. I think Palmerston definitely the most dominant side for that quarter, but Districts managed to wrestle back that momentum for a short period and able to go inside 50 and only got a small reward from it with 1 goal that quarter, but I think it set it up for an interesting last quarter.
So 11 points the margin here at three-quarter time after Palmerston led by 2 points at half-time. Score here, Palmerston 11-9, Southern Districts 9-10.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kmart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Kmart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Kmart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1, bun with icing. No, pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! Play on! Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Is it me now? Okay, thank you. Where is he? Okay, so we got it. Yep.
We've got it. We're going to take off and we're going to burn. You're going to take off and you're going to burn. Right? When the ball's in dispute, you're going to be first down and you're going to be reckless and you're going to have leg speed to get there, yes? If you're second to the ball, keep rooting. Don't fucking give a free kick, yes? Alright, so let it win it. Hit your feet, MMM, holding it. Yes? Ball's there to be won, you win it.
Which is not a return. Oh, Agnes coming.
That's a good side, that's good sides are, they lift, they find someone within. Yeah, they can look their mate in the eye and go, hey, come on with you or you're not. That's how we work. We work as a group. Understand? No individual. Running, we're all in. You understand? Let's work this group.
And we set ourselves up for the final quarter here. Margin 11 points. Let's give you the score as it has transpired in front of us. Southern Districts led by 18 points at quarter time, 7-3 to 4-3, and then a big second quarter from Palmerston when they kicked 5 goals to 1 and lead by 2 points at half time. 9-5 to 8-9. They kicked a couple of goals in that quarter to take the lead out to 11 points. So Palmerston doing a lot of the work. 8 goals, 9 to Southern Districts 9-10. We remind you, Southern Districts the top team in the competition. Palmerston are 4th, but that means nothing today. You got some signs there from some body language that you had a look out there, Andrew Hodges. What did you see?
I was watching at three-quarter time. The Southern Districts players were up on their feet and hanging on every word of their pumped-up coach Shannon Rusker, and the Palmerston camp looked like they were out on their feet. A few players sitting on the ground and laying down and really trying to get the most out of their recovery time at three-quarter time. So if body language tells anything, Charlie, I think Southern Districts might start this quarter quite well.
Let's see what Kieran Davis has got for us. He listened in down there. Kieran, what did you listen to?
Well, Shannon Rusker, he lambasted his players for their laziness in that quarter, and they didn't do much running. Palmerston really ran them off their feet, and he made it quite clear that if they're not willing to work hard for this game, they're not going to have a place in his side. He wants his players to really pull the trigger when they get the ball, take the game on, and really push Palmerston.
All right, well, maybe they've set themselves up for that in this all-important final quarter. It's been a real arm wrestle. And we'll just remind you then that since quarter time, Palmerston's actually kicked 7 goals to 2, so all momentum with them, but you're not sure that's going to be able to carry them in this last quarter, Andrew.
Yeah, well, I hope it does. They've definitely played better since quarter time, and just looking at their body language at three-quarter time, they look like they're out on their feet. I hope I'm wrong, but I hope we have a very close game in this last quarter, Charlie, and I think Southern Districts are fired up, and they really respect their coach, Shannon Rusker, and I think they'll respond to that. The bit of a spray they've copped at three-quarter time. Hold
on to your seats then. Last quarter coming up should be a beauty. NTFL, round 10. TIO Stadium in Darwin. Clouds gathering in the distance. rain coming our way, but won't get here in time for this match, I wouldn't think. Tap out of the middle was pretty well done there by Farah, who they've thrown him into the ruck. Josiah Farah, that might be a good move. Matty Stokes onto the ball at 50, gets caught in a tackle, scramble the kick inside 50. Ball forced towards the boundary line. Some good hard work down there by the very busy and hard-working Aaron Lonigan, and he did well to trap it down there.
Yeah, Matt Stokes has been outstanding at centre bounces and around the ground today. Charlie getting first use on the footy out of that centre square.
He's got plenty of the footy. Overrunning the footy down there was Alwyn Davey. Gave them a chance now, and they can run Southern District through Jared Brennan. His kick out wide. He'll set this up as a bounce for Zane Carter. Carter gets there, but Durkay got there quicker and knocked it over the boundary line. Good play, Durkay, to stop that deep penetration there from Southern Districts.
Yeah, he's had a good second half, Charlie. He's been very lively across half-back for the Magpies and rebounded the footy very well for them.
So throw in almost up on the half-forward line for Southern Districts. Minute gone in the final term. Margin here 11 points in favour of the Magpies. Southern Districts with the handball out. Kicked off the ground by Russell Davey. Out of bounds on the full accidentally. He tried to pick it up. Might have been a sign of that tiredness you were talking about. Just came off his boot, Andrew, and went out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, a few hands on hips at the moment. Charlie, the Southern Districts players look like they're a little bit more lively at the start of this quarter.
So we'll see what they can do here from the boundary line. He's going to straighten it up. Farrell will get the big jump. He got very, very high. Ball on the line. Durkay gets there. Rather not Durkay. That's Patrick Heenan got there. Saw it over the boundary. Yeah, or saw it through from minor score.
Once again, Michael Tilmouth-Turner had a lot of support from his fellow defenders to kill that footy. Will Farrell had a good jump at it, but they managed to spoil the ball and get it to ground.
Out to Lachlan Durkay. Back in the back pocket for Palmerston. He's confronted now by Glenn Randall. Stokes stayed at the back, and he was beaten that time by Matt Payne. Did very well, got the kick inside 50. Ball knocked to ground. Palmerston in a hurry, tried to scramble it out, didn't get clear. McGregor onto the footy, gave it off quickly to Henry Armour, goes for goal, misses out to the left. Farrell, look at him, frustrated. See him in the goal square.
Yeah, he wanted a bit of a composure there. They're definitely surging, Southern Districts. They've started the quarter well.
They know they've got a lot of work to do here. They've got to kick 2 goals to get their noses in front and not let Palmerston kick any. Durkay with the ball on the boundary line, keeps it in, does well, spears it to big Matt Dennis, takes the mark low down on his chest, got around the player on the mark, measured it upfield, nice kick. Straight into the hands here of a teammate who spears it up the corridor. Good looking kick, and Lonigan ran harder and took a strong mark. So Aaron Lonigan into the centre with the kick to Shanahan. Shanahan inside 50. Frank went to the footy and didn't get it. Hard enough. Handball over the top from Shanahan was pretty good. Now there's a chance. Palmerston in trouble, are going to be penalised. He tried to run around the player there. Did Aaron Sharp, and he's lost it. And Brennan's going to clean it up.
Not an easy task to get around Jared Brennan, Charlie.
Yeah, wrong target to do it too. Keegan Dingo caught in the tackle over the boundary line. He took exception to it, but it was well done by Chris Walker. He's a toughie, Chris Walker. He doesn't mind mixing it up.
No, he doesn't take a backward step, does he, Charlie? He attacks the ball pretty hard and won't take any rubbish.
Brennan's knock was a backhanded knock. It was a good one. And Palmerston see it over the boundary line. It was a push right in the middle of the back of Patrick Heenan. Ignored by... Why shouldn't that be a free kick?
Yeah, I think it was late over the boundary line. It possibly could have been, but I think the umpires sensed the occasion and might put the whistles away this last quarter.
So why should that be a free kick then and the other one wasn't? So Southern Districts draw the free kick. It's in the hands of Henry Armour, kicked a goal in the third term. Brennan wants it short. No, says Armour, I'm going to go long. And I want a mark to be taken down there by a very good player in Glenn Randall. Gets to it, squeezes it across the 50-metre line, or inside the 50-metre line, and they've got a mark down there.
Yeah, well done, Southern Districts. They seem to have a bit more purpose with their going forward at the moment. They're trying to avoid kicking into a contest. Glenn Randall attacked the footy there and then followed up and got it inside 50 to a very good kick in Jake Rowe Duggan.
So Roe Duggan will go from a long way out. He struck that nicely. Goes back and kicks the goal. Good goal.
They've definitely started the quarter a little bit better. Charlie, Southern Districts, now they've got a bit of a reward from it through Jake Roe Duggan and their attack on the footy. I think the difference with Palmerston this quarter so far, when they've got the ball down back under pressure, they're just blazing away and kicking long down the line, where in the first or second and third quarter they tend to lower their eyes and really retain possession. So I think they need to get back to swinging the momentum back their way and just controlling the football by feet as they have for most of the game.
And capitalise on that domination they have in the middle. That ruck combination there between Matt Dennis and Matt Stokes is working so well for them. Let's see if they can get it out of there again. Dennis gets there, taps down, went to Stokes, didn't get it to him though. Payne got in the way, did well. They got it across, worked it off to Turner. Turner's kick inside 50 is good. High mark out there, strong mark taken. Josiah Farah. He's out on the boundary line and he's a long way from goal. Where's baby brother? He's being well watched down there by the Hawk, Michael Tillmouth Turner. He can put his team here in front if he can kick it. It's outside 50. He's a lefty. He gives it plenty. It's a mighty roost. It's going to land right in the goal square. At the back, Will Farah didn't get to the footy. It landed on the ground. He didn't get it. Ferocious tackle there on the Southern District play. Might have been Glenn Randall put the ground. Hit very heavily in the forward pocket.
Yeah, Jamie Damaso, great work to lay that tackle. If he was free, then Glenn Randall would have had a shot on goal and possibly scored, but very well done by Jamie Damaso to close that down pretty quickly.
So Palmerston need a clear break from here. District swarming over them at the moment, as you called, Andrew Hodges. The body language indicated it. Free kick, it's going to go to Big Dennis, I reckon, in the back pocket. So Matt Dennis, who's been a Trojan all day, continues to hard work. He's not going to get the free kick. He was involved in it, but he didn't get the free kick. Might have been Duffy who got it. Or rather, might have been Barry down there who actually got it.
Still Barry down to Lonigan.
So Lonigan outside 50, standing on the mark, Bowden. Lonigan runs around the man on the mark, goes short, gives it to Shanahan. Been okay today, picked up quite a few touches.
This is what they're going to do going forward, Charlie. They're just going to control the footy a bit better than what they have been at the start of this quarter.
Jetta wanted it short and looked expressed some dissatisfaction with the fact that it didn't come to him. He went for Stokes. Stokes looks up and can't believe that the kick was going to be delivered like that. He really didn't have a chance, Stokes.
Free kick, I think, Charlie.
So free kick's going to go to Lonigan, I reckon, is it?
The umpire indicated a hands in the back then when Bowden went to spoil that football.
Stokes looked up at Patrick Heenan. I tell you what, if he looks for kill, he'd have been dead. He didn't like what he got. I reckon there's a 50-metre penalty here. Is there?
By the looks of it, there is, yep.
It is, and it's Lonigan again. He's going to have this shot. Now he can get that goal back that they just kicked by Jake Roe Duggan. Aaron Lonigan hasn't kicked a goal today. Played a lot of great games for this club. Been there for many, many years. He knows how to kick a footy. He goes back, he measures it nicely, and he was never going to miss. You give him the task and he delivers. Aaron Lonigan gets the goal to keep them alive. They push it out a little further in front again.
I think it's a point, Charlie.
Oh, he missed it. He did.
I'm not too sure what happened then. Perhaps it was touched off the boot.
Goodness me. It looked like it went straight through the middle. Minor score. Armour gets across. Ogden rather kicks it towards the boundary line. Ogden's done pretty well with the kick up towards the wing. And the mark taken out there by Daniel Turner.
Got numbers streaming forward here, Charlie, Southern Districts.
Inside 50. And the mark taken there. Runners everywhere. Cannard runs in, kicks a goal and misses. Well, that equals it up a bit, I guess. Lonigan missing at the other end, one he should have got. Cannard missing that one he should have got.
Absolutely.
11-10 to 10-13. Matt Dennis, the go-to player. Goes shorter, up towards 50. Chris Walker. Handball was good, out towards the wing. Lachlan Durkay knocked away by Daniel Turner to ground to advantage of his teammate, and Daniel Turner on the back-up run was good. Short kick just outside 50, finds Kennard. The skipper with the kick was good. Turner continued to run, and Daniel Turner, he was involved in a lot of that, wasn't he, Andrew? 3 efforts, Charlie. Fantastic to get inside 50. Very quick player and very clever player. Played well at Nationals this year for the NT side, under 18 level, and hopefully he can do that again next year. And hopefully he can go back and kick this goal right now and put Southern Districts back in front. Down by 4 points. Well, down by 3 points, actually. He can put them in front here. Kicks and misses to the near side. Might come back to haunt them, Charlie, to see a couple of these easy misses. Oh, we're just about gone to 11 minutes. So you'd imagine we're halfway through this last quarter. And they haven't made much of an inroad. I suppose they have, because they were down by 11, so they've got it 8 points closer. And Palmerston, they're just hanging on for dear life, Andrew, aren't they, really? They are. I think they're out on their feet, Charlie. Southern District's work rate's definitely lifted and is far greater than Palmerston's at the moment. So throw up here. Tap over the top. Lonigan tries to work his way through. Knocked on by Alwyn Davey. Ball goes to the boundary line. Jetta just dispatched of... might have been Singleton there. He got in his way. Throw in by the boundary up between the wing and the half forward line for Southern Districts. Helder, he might be in trouble here. He is just lying over the footy. Never going to work. Palmerston are going to get it. Outside defensive 50. Brennan furious. Henry Armour laid over the footy. It's not an egg, Henry. Gee, what a mess. Going to be lucky to get out of jail here. It's still not clear. Absolutely mucking around. That was a terrible mess. Dennis did very well to knock that clear. Now, they can't leave Farrer alone in the goal square. They went to go short to him. Beautifully done, Palmerston. Poorly done, Southern Districts. And they might get out of trouble, or they might not. Goodness me. The pressure showing on these players. Now they can run it from the back pocket. Up towards the wing they go. Good jump at the footy there. Didn't quite come off for McGregor. Ball gets to ground. Umpire blows the whistle. High tackle. It is going to go to Rowan Smith. Kicks it up forward. Was good. Matthew Dennis there. They don't like Matthew Dennis. The whistle goes every time he touches it. Barlow with the footy. Stolen this time. Into the hands of the man. Goes for goal. It's open and he kicks a beauty. Whoa, what a goal. He just swung around and went bang and kicked the goal. Chris Walker, ripper. Very, very important goal for Palmerston. Maybe against the flow a little bit, Charlie. Against the momentum. Districts definitely had momentum, but for Palmerston to get one back in that situation, very, very important for them. So now it's back to Southern District to see how they respond. Yeah, what have they got? What are they made of? Look, I think their intensity and their work rates really lifted this quarter, and they've had some fairly easy shots on goal and haven't got the reward for it. So I think they need to start finishing these opportunities that they've had, and they could potentially be in front, but they're not, and Palmerston are finishing well when they get their opportunities. Palmerston made every possible mistake down there in defence, didn't they? Tried hard. And still managed to get it down there. So from the middle they come. Jetta with the kick, gave it a big roost. Down towards half forward. Ball bounces on the ground. Dennis gets there with the tackle. Handball came out. Bowden working well with it. Goes searching for Brennan. Brennan on the turn, gone. Oh, high tackle. Lucky to get away with it. Well done, Jared Brennan. He took exception to the tackle from Singleton, but he's won the free kick anyway. And then he says sorry. And then the kick was nice out wide, but he's dropped it, Bowden, on the wing. He's let Palmerston in. The little pedal back was good. Umpire said it was a throw. Advantage still played here, though. Gathered in by Alwyn Davies. Kick is good. Inside 50. And onto the left boot goes Aaron Sharp to the goal square. He'll set this up. That was, gee, what a waste. That is, Charlie. That effort from Matt Stokes on centre wing definitely deserved a goal in that situation. Just a little bit of inexperience and pressure. All those things starting to magnify, aren't they? Yeah, definitely. I think it seems like Palmerston are sort of wrestling back a bit of momentum here, back their way. If they can kick a goal, they'll win, and they do, or they might do. Anyway, running in and kicking the goal was Dylan Barry. He just kicked that from mid-air, didn't he? Yeah,
outstanding. Just a bit of an opportunist sort of goal, and kicked it off the ground, bit of a soccer-style goal, and finished for Palmerston, and that really sets them up for this next 5 or 6 minutes of the quarter.
Well, that's a handy break for them now, out to 14 points, and more importantly, Andrew, they have withstood everything that Southern Districts has actually thrown at them, even made mistakes in defence and still managed to get out of trouble.
They have, and Districts just pressed and weren't able to score, and Palmerston go the other way and kick 2 quick goals to, as you said, give it that 14-point break.
Can they keep the momentum going? Tap straight down to Stokes is terrific. Put the ball on the ground, gone. They got to him because they anticipated that Matty Stokes was going to get the footy. It's got to come back to the middle. It's a high tackle. No, it is a Palmerston free kick because Southern Districts played on. Palmerston win the footy. Justin Emery has it. And he'll load it up. And he kicks in the direction of Brennan, which is never a good thing. Brennan took the mark. Leroy Jetta dispossessed him, did pretty well. Soccer kick came off the ground. Here's a chance for Keaton Holt-Tubbs to get to the footy. He's the only one running at it. He gets it. Handball out to Stokes. Stokes with a little kick over the top was pretty good. He wants Davey. Got him. Davey goes over the top. They got runners everywhere. Into the hands here. And the kick has missed.
He's missed a couple of easy ones today.
Izzy Frank.
First game back for quite a while, so he's a little bit rusty. But I'm sure he'll be good value for Palmerston over the next few weeks.
Well, you know what that was? That was a shut-the-gate goal, I reckon, if he kicked it.
Yeah, game over.
So they've made a mess here, and Palmerston have players. Oh, that's a poor decision, really, isn't it? I mean, he rolled over. He went to ground, he rolled over, and the player actually got in his back. It caused that, I reckon. That Stokes can't believe it.
Yeah, he was the only player within the vicinity of the ball that actually wanted it, and he attacked it and got penalised for wanting the ball more than anyone else.
I'm not sure it's a good decision. Not at all. But anyway, that's the way it goes. Southern Districts trying to get their way back into this. Palmerston hanging on. They do have the lead here. 15 points. They had 3 players there, Palmerston to 1. And so Matt Payne's, it's been a good battle out there with him and Stokes, been pretty good. I've liked Daniel Turner's game today. I reckon he's been terrific. There he is, running again. He's got a little bit of leg speed. He's got a little bit of go about him, and he spears it in and gives it to Farah. And Farah just plays on, bangs around the body, kicks a minor score. Did he have to? Was it touch? Did he have to play on?
Well, I think it was touch. The player just in front of him, Charlie, got his hands to it, and Willie was forced to play on and wasn't able to finish it. They desperately needed that goal.
Out they go wide, straight into the hands there of Briscoe. And Briscoe goes further and gives it off to the number 23, Lachlan Durko. Turn it over. It's not a good kick again. So Districts at the 18-minute mark. They need to kick a goal, you'd reckon, in the next minute, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. They need one desperately, pretty quickly, I think.
So Briscoe, chance to wrap that up. He could have sent that back from whence it came. So you'd say you'd look at, 22 minutes in this game? It's probably about 4 minutes to go.
I think so. We haven't had too many goals this quarter, Charlie, so it might be a short one. I think Southern Districts those misses early in the quarter will come back to haunt them.
So ball held up. Kennard gets up slowly.
Looks tired, doesn't he, Charlie?
They're a spent bunch, I reckon.
It's been a very hot day out there.
So Leroy Jetta doing the ruck work. Did it well. Lachlan Durkay won it. Kick out towards the wing. Here's a chance for them. Matt Dennis on the clean-up does pretty well. Gave the handball to Jetta. Jetta on the run forward. Jetta doing well. Jetta with no one to go to. Kicks it to the one-on-one. It's a great kick. Oh, that's a terrific kick. Leroy Jetta, you're a gem. He set that up beautifully for Izzy Frank. Let him work himself into position and put it there with perfection.
You called that perfectly, Charlie. That was an outstanding kick. Great work, Matty Dennis one-on-one to win the footy, first of all, on centre wing and give it off to Jetta. And great lead from Izzy Frank, who was streaming in back inside 50 and then cut back up, and Jetta kicked it to his advantage, and great mark. And Izzy's had a bit of trouble from this position throughout the day. He got the wobbles in front of goal. Hopefully he can finish this one for his confidence.
Well, he's directly out in front. He can make it impossible for Southern Districts to win if he can slot it. He comes in and he goes. He bangs it long. He bangs it high and he turns around and salutes his teammate. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew it was going to be a goal. He delivers when they need it.
Well, I think it was a bit of relief that he'd finally kicked one as well, Charlie, but very good finish, good lead up, and Palmerston really deserved that goal.
What a quarter. 4 goals to 1 in this telling last quarter. We thought they were spent. They looked out on their feet. They have turned on a terrific performance here today. 14-11 to 10-15. The margin out to 20 points. Now, I don't know whether Kieran can get us an interview at the end of the game. Kieran, if that's possible.
See what I can do, Charlie.
See if you can talk to Mark there. Grab someone for a quick interview. We'll stay with you in the hope that you can get someone.
Great to hear Matty Stokes' thoughts on the game, I'd reckon, Charlie.
Yeah, Matty Stokes, if you can get him for a quick one. So Southern Districts with the footy. Take it up towards their half-forward line. Turner again, still trying, still working hard. Goes for goal and misses. That's what lets him down the kick, doesn't it, the last little bit?
Just the finish. They've really lacked that polish in front of goal late in this game, Charlie, which has really hurt them.
21 minutes gone. Kick comes out here. Here's Jared Brennan. He'll go from a long way. Kicks. Ball gets to the back pocket. Whistle's gone because it's gone out of bounds. So it's deep down in that forward pocket for Southern Districts. Time the enemy. 21 minutes gone. 14-11 to 10-15. 20 points to margin. You've got to kick 3 goals plus in a couple of minutes, and you'd imagine that the game has slipped away. It's been a terrific game from Palmerston today. What a turnaround. Don't forget the big match coming up after this one. Wow, Darwin and St Mary's. What a beauty that's going to be. Terrific game with Darwin. I think they're going for their 8th there. The winner of it will go top. I think they've won 7 in a row, Darwin. And St Mary's, they're old rivals. They go back a long, long way. Big game coming up straight after this one.
Very exciting.
So here's the throw in on that half-back line for Palmerston. They're swarmed in defence down there, haven't they? Just have so many players back there. So they've been terrific in their work down there. They've tried very hard, especially players like Brennan and so on, Armour as well, and Matt Payne's been terrific for them. Well, ball's held up again. Palmerston love this. This is going to work perfectly to them. Ball one out of the middle there. That's kicked forward by Southern Districts and touched right on the line through for a minor score.
Yeah, Michael Tilmouth Turner again. Fantastic touch on the line. He's done a great job since quarter time.
That is an amazing turnaround,
he's
isn't it?
Fantastic.
Here's Justin Emery.
Oh, I think Shanahan's hurt himself there. He couldn't really stride out and chase that ball. Bit of cramp.
So some work there from Crawford. And the mark taken by Farah. In the shadows of the siren, he's kicked 4 in the first quarter. He might kick his 5th here, almost at full time. Goes back and kicks in a hurry and misses. When you do that, that's what happens. It's been a disappointing day for the guy who showed so much up the quarter time, and it's been disappointing since then.
We've definitely had their opportunities to win this game, Charlie, in this last quarter. They've kicked 5 or 6 behinds, I think, for the quarter, and they're all gettable goals, so they'll be doing a bit of goal kicking practice, I'd suspect, this week at training.
Well, they were 9 goals, 10. They've actually kicked 8 points in this last quarter, would you believe it?
Wow.
1 goal, 8. You're not going to win with 1 goal, 8. I don't think that's a big climb over the top there. But by Farah, I think it was, but the mark taken by Dennis. Dennis goes along the wing. Lachlan Durkay got high. Ball lands on the ground. Southern Districts player down there. Barlow's been good for them today. But here's the run forward again. Alwyn Davey, good, sets it over the top. And they can just take all the time in the world here. Chris Walker kicked that miraculous goal a short time ago, can kick another one.
Yeah, great passage of play. Great mark from Matty Dennis coming out of defence, but very good transition. Very smart, good decisions with the footy in hand with Froggy Davey, and Walker gets a shot on goal now, which would... The game's sealed, but he'll definitely seal it with this one.
Well, it could be the last kick of the match. So straight out in front he goes and got a bit close to the man on the mark and then lost his direction and got a minor score out of it. It's always funny when players look down at their boots as though you let me down.
Good tradesman never blames his tools, isn't that the saying?
Yeah, it's the one.
Charlie.
Districts with a short kick into the back pocket. Standing on the mark down there for Palmerston is Mishai Perry. Little kick went to Henry Armour. Energy gone out of the ground. Turner still trying very hard. Caught from the back. That's a free kick. So Palmerston going to have a shot here. And it's going to be that man again, I reckon. Izzy Frank. Kicked that big goal that sealed this match. He can get another one here. This distance will bother him though, won't it?
No, I think he's got the distance, Charlie. He's a very good kick of the footy. Accuracy might be an issue. He's missed a couple one early. No, he's passed it off here, so...
He's done well. But it's the spillage straight out of the hands there of Paddy Heenan. And they've turned it over anyway. So straight to Matty Stokes. And Matty Stokes knows there's no rush, no hurry. And now he plays on. He was just mucking around. He was trying to get himself in a better position. And his kick was a nice one to Hartley. Hartley still a long way out from goals. Probably kick and a half. Kick along the boundary line. Not a good one out of bounds on the full, I reckon. Not sure what that was all about.
Yeah, it would have been a better option to put it top of the square, Charlie. There's a lot of players inside 50, but I think he had Matty Dennis and a few other guys there that could have had a jump at it.
So the siren, we've gone past 25 minutes, so it's an unusually long quarter. We didn't think it had run this long, so Districts really had a lot more time. Oh, that's an amazing kick from right out there. Was that Dylan Barry?
It was, yes.
Dylan Barry kicks his fourth for the match from right out on the boundary line, just curled it around and drove the last nail into the coffin.
Not a bad return for a midfielder, Charlie, to kick 4 goals. He's played through the midfield. It looks like he's running back to the wing position right now, but he's played as a midfielder most of the game, and to kick 4 is a fantastic effort from him. I know he flew up from Alice Springs yesterday, and to come up to these conditions, a big ask, but he's done well today.
It's been a good game. Terrific. Who've been your best players today?
Look, I think Palmerston have had some outstanding players. Matty Dennis, I think, has given Matty Stokes and Jetta first touch at ground level all day, and I think Michael Tilmouth Turner's job since quarter time on Will Farrer has been outstanding. It wouldn't be very often you get 4 goals kicked on you and get in the best players, but he's been sensational since quarter time.
It's been a good game. Palmerston can take plenty out of it, Andrew, don't you think?
Yeah, I think their game last week against Palmerston, they were severely undermanned, and having Stokes, Jetta, Dennis and these guys come back into the side really changed their makeup, and if they can get them to play more often than not, I think they're definitely going to be that side to beat come finals.
There it is, full-time score. What a terrific win here for Palmerston. 15 goals, 12. We're going to analyse this in just a moment. To Southern Districts 10 goals, 18, and we've got to tell you that in that last quarter, Southern Districts kicked 1 goal, 8 to Palmerston 4 goals, 3. So you're not going to win the match if you're behind at 3/4 time and then you come out and kick 1 goal, 8 in the last quarter, are you?
No, you're not. And they had their opportunities in the last quarter. Possibly could have won the game if they'd kicked straight, but Palmerston definitely the more dominant side since quarter time, and really deserved to win that game. Like I said, I think they're better players. Matty Dennis, Stokes, Leroy Jetta. Izzy Frank up forward, even though he was a bit inaccurate early, definitely gave them a focal point and gave them something to kick to up forward, and he was fantastic. But Michael Tilmouth Turner's game on Will Farrer down back was outstanding.
Well, we wait on Kieran to see whether he can pull an interview for us. Maybe he can get the coach of Palmerston. I don't think Matty Stokes is going to come in, but the coach might talk to him if you can get hold of him. He's out there ready to talk to his players, but I reckon you might... do you reckon, Chance?
Sean would love to have a chat, I'd reckon, Charlie. He's a very talkable sort of lad. And
so Sean Cusack, Kieran's going to see if he can get him for a quick chat. Yes, he is. He's going to talk to him. Is he going to talk to him?
He's got him.
He might have him with him. Let's go down. Kieran, you've got... I think you've got Sean Cusack with you now, the coach of Palmerston. Let's go down to you.
Yeah, I've got Sean with me, Charlie. Sean, how do you feel after that upset win? Obviously, Districts are the high-flying team of the competition, but you really brought them down today.
Yeah, look, we knew we were in for a tough game, and Districts, they are a fantastic side and leading the competition at the moment. Look, to get a win from this game, our guys' credit, it was a really good win for us. Especially we were sitting at 4 wins, and we were sort of sitting stagnant. We haven't won a game in 3 games, so to win today, all the credit has to go to the boys and the little master, Matty Stokes.
It's got to be great to have a midfield with Stokes, Davey, Jetta in it, and Dennis in the ruck. It's great to have, isn't it?
Yeah, having the 2 Matties back, and Jetta, giving Jetta a break last week. Even Dylan Barry, he's only a young man, and the way he played today, he played like a grown man, and when you have efforts like that through the midfield, and then you get young Chrissy Walker coming through and Paddy Hinn doing his jobs, it was just a really good effort by the team. Thanks for your time, Sean.
Good on you. Sean Cusack there wraps it up for us down there. He's elated with his team. 24-point winners in the end. 15-12 to 10-18. They trailed by 18 points at quarter time. So what a miraculous comeback after Will Farrer kicked 4 goals for Southern Districts in the first quarter. He didn't kick another one for the match, and Dylan Barry finished up with 4 for Palmerston. Last comment from you before we leave this broadcast, Andrew.
Yeah, great win for Palmerston. Obviously they're 5-5 now over the season, which really sets them up for next week. They play Tiwi, who had a win last week and are really struggling this season, so they could possibly go into the Christmas break 6-5 maybe, and that really sets them up, because generally 9 or 10 wins in the season will get you finals. And I think, like I said before, if they make finals, they're going to be a very dangerous side with some of the players they've got on their list. So Southern District, Shannon Ruskin would be extremely disappointed. They had a very good side in today and had their opportunities and didn't capitalise, so bad luck to them, but I know they'll bounce back next week.
Star-studded side Southern Districts were beaten today by Palmerston. Andrew Hodges, thanks very much. AFL NT State Academy Development Coach has been our expert today. Kieran Davis has been down on the boundary line. We've shown you Palmerston and Southern Districts in round 10 of the NTFL, and it was an upset. Palmerston got up. The Magpies won by 24 points, 15-12 to Southern Districts, 10-8. Bye from TIO Stadium.